send police and armed forces there to assist in maintaining social order. Tom Rivers, ABC News at the Florida.
I usually hit this one
Yeah.
and drop the other.
So
that's what
the
I was
only thing
doing
that's
over here.
stressing me out because we live in the country on off a dirt road, you know.
Well, pay your kids to wash it.
Oh, he'll wash it if he wants to drive that
Yeah.
thing.
Does he love it?
Oh yeah, we were riding around in it last night.
So you went to right after the show,
Picked it up.
and how long did it take? Did they go through all the options and shit? See, I had no one to do that with.
No, I was supposed to stay and do that, and I didn't realize it, so I got to go back. Okay.
Did you already pay for it, Tom?
Yeah, and
Mark, give me a little bit here. I will help you out.
I did pay for it, and it's going to be dropped off at Stephanie's house. And then we're going to our house, and then we're going to figure it out. I do believe we're in good shape, brother.
All right, thanks
So
for
all
all
you
your
should have to do is those two things.
Yeah.
I occasionally go here too. Whatever's up here.
4 wildfires yesterday in Boulder County. One of the fires was reported just after 1
So
p.m.
CNN Plus,
It quickly grew to 10
CNN
a.m.
Plus has less than 10,000 subscribers.
Wow.
So which one are we on now? Just I'd have to look at. I can't quite read.
Frank Duran is
The only thing is,
Oh, okay.
Doug Breaks.
So
We're
now
still
we're
on
just
YouTube and
the
Facebook.
normal
So
studio
you can,
banter.
I mean, you can curse and say stuff, but just realize.
yeah, Frank Duran is
people
studio.
listen. And we do a lot of shit during the breaks, but.
And then
just so
his
you know,
list is low,
well,
which will switch banners every 15 minutes
Right.
automatically.
You know, don't disparage anybody. You can curse and say whatever you want.
And I'm sure they'll be cursed. Oh, let's plug in my stuff.
He just wanted me to walk away.
All right, Suze, I think Mark got me all hooked up.
Okay.
A little different, but
Yesterday the camera was on me for like 30 minutes straight, and I was like, "Well, I am
No
the star of
wonder
the
we
show."
no wonder we lost all those views.
yeah, because Suze would send me a text and then
Thank you.
she'd say, "Can you change it?" And I said, "I don't know how." So Mark came over.
And if you have a laptop, you're welcome to get it out, and there's the password for the Wi-Fi as well. I'll be back again, mister. Got your water? I'll get you more water in a little bit. It looks like you need some.
I want to bring that mic up just a little bit on this. God, CNN is in trouble.
Yeah, there.
Couldn't happen to a nicer bunch of people.
Yeah, you know, at one point, Don Lemon was a good reporter, but he has gone off
He
the
is
deep
not
end.
even, God, he's not even close to being.
No, he's an ideal.
I want to go listen real quick.
But
Okay.
10 years ago, he was a good reporter.
It's fair. It's HR that makes the difference. When he's not talking about it, he's tweeting
Actually,
about
I'm not
it.
tweeting about it. This is a stupid commercial. I refuse to tweet. I refuse that all of that bullshit.
Talk station on Twitter.
Just give me your Twitter and I'll follow you.
Find us right now.
Seriously,
630K.
it's the biggest piece of shit that ever.
What's that?
In your hand.
Twitter.
Oh,
Part
it
is.
is.
To win $1,000.
I just went and got my names right. No one else takes it, but I don't take part of that bullshit.
Enter it now at khow.com.
I will get a Twitter account if Elon Musk buys it.
This is The Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show. What's going on in your life? How can we help you this hour? Brought to you by Garage Magic. Garage Magic. You know, these people do it right. When it comes to garage floor coatings, you know, the worst thing in the world you can do is make a mistake. It's so hard to get it off and to do it new again. These guys have full-time employees, insured and highly trained and ready to go to do a beautiful garage floor. Now's the time to get it done, or patio, walkways, whatever. Garage Magic, they can do it all. Polyaspartic, 21-year guarantee. 720-600-HOME. 720-600-HOME, GarageMagic.com. How can we help you? That's what we ask every single day. Let's talk. All you have to do is call 303-713-TALK. 303-713-8255. Tina, welcome.
Hi.
What's going
How are
on,
you, Tom?
Tina? I'm doing okay.
Yeah.
What's going on with you?
Well, I am trying to get a new roof.
Okay, well, was it insurance related?
No, actually, the insurance guy was really very good about the coming and reviewing the roof and blah, 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 and he said I need one.
Well, did the insurance – hold on, Tina, what I was asking, why do you need a new roof? Is it because of age, or is it because of the problem with the roof with a storm or something like that?
It was a hail damage.
And what did your insurance guy tell you?
He told me I need a new roof.
Okay, good. Keep going.
Okay. I contacted in tandem with the insurance guy and the roofing guy. I had a roofing guy come out.
Wait, you had a roofing guy come out after the adjuster came out?
No, beforehand.
Okay, and why'd you do that?
Well, I didn't know what sequence you had to do it in.
I'm not. I'm thinking you did right. If you had the roofer come out first, a good roofer will tell you what you need, and then
Correct.
you can. Then in that way you can tell if the insurance company is shortchanging you or not. So what happened?
Okay. Well, what happened is I had the insurance guy scheduled to come out and look at the roof. He did on Monday morning.
Got it.
The other guy, the guy that was the salesman, I take it.
The roofer. Who is the roofer? Who is the roofer?
Peak to peak.
Peak to peak?
Yes.
Okay. And how'd you find them?
I just Googled them, and they had a 4.9 rating. I thought, well, this is very good, blah, blah, blah.
Okay, so did Peak to Peak meet with the adjuster?
Yes.
Okay, and what happened? What's going on?
Well, prior to the insurance guy coming, the roofer guy came to my home, and he wanted me to sign a intent to get the work done. And he pressured me, actually, and I did sign it. However, I am looking for a certain color as well. He didn't have it, and he's saying, oh, we can work with it. Well, I signed it. Then the insurance man came.
Okay, by the way, you should not have done that.
I know. You
shouldn't sign a contract with a roofer up front unless you're perfectly comfortable and know everything's going to be covered and all of that. So it sucks that you did it, but you did it. I mean, you say you were pressured. I always make the joke, did he use a gun or a knife? Okay, so what happened?
Okay. So, consequently, I signed it, but I did look up Colorado law states that you can rescind a contract within 72 hours. Is that correct?
Now, let me explain this so you don't go off giving people bad advice. You're right when it comes to certain contracts, okay? Those contracts are contracts signed at home. So, yes, the roofing contract gives you 3 business days to rescind.
Okay.
When did you sign it? When did you sign it?
Monday morning.
Monday. Well, by my count, you had Monday, that Tuesday morning's a day, Wednesday morning's a day.
Hours.
Okay, you got to give them written notice and do it immediately, and then we'll call them for you. I'll have Deputy Doc call and say she's officially wanting to rescind, and she's sending you an email. What do they say you have to do to rescind?
He didn't. He said that once I signed this, that was a done deal.
Oh, no, it isn't. No, it isn't. So they're lying to you if they said that. But I have another question. I don't really know about Peak to Peak. I don't really know about them. So why do you want to rescind it?
This man that was the salesman was very, like I said, very pushy.
Okay, good. That's all you have to tell me. In fact, I think you could find a better roofer at referralist.com. I know you can. But we will call Peak to Peak. Deputy Doc, I think it's very easy to call and say, look, she's emailing you right now. Do you have an email for this guy, Tina?
Let me look on his card here.
Well, you have to have a way. Does the contract give you a 3-day right to rescind?
Right.
No, Tina.
It has to. It doesn't matter if it does or doesn't.
That's right, but I want to tell her something about that, Mark, because if it doesn't have it, then what does that mean, Mark?
Oh, yeah,
that means the contract is void.
It means that she gets 3 days from the time they inform her. So in essence, it can be voided. Now, Tina, it does say that on the contract?
No, actually, it does not. But I did look that up as well, and it said that a lot of contractors don't put that on the form just to mislead people.
All right. You have to email them. Do you have an email?
Yes.
Okay. And you say, under Colorado state law or under federal law or whatever, I'm not giving you legal advice. Just say, hey, I have 72 hours to rescind this. I am rescinding this contract. I no longer want it. Period. Sign it. I'm going to have Deputy Doc talk to you off the air first. So hold on. All right. So that's an easy thing to handle. Let's talk to Kelly about this update. Kelly, what's going on with you? Kelly?
Hey, Tom. I was the one who called in about 3-4 weeks ago with the AT&T, how they attached a global international phone policy as an add-on.
you were billed for something like 5 or 6 years, man.
Yes.
Like $6,000.
Yes.
What happened?
So I have good news, and Marty was fabulous.
Now, that's Deputy Smarty Pants to you, but okay, we'll call him Marty. That's his name. Go ahead.
Yes, he was great. So in cash and credit, we got $4,000 back.
Hot damn. And before we called, they were saying, scratch it, you're not getting anything.
Well, we were only getting routed to call centers where Marty was able to find somebody in corporate.
You know what? He is the bomb. He is.
I know. He was great.
You know what? You know why I really like this? Because you know what I get to do, Shannon? Do you know what I get to do today? Because Kelly called in. You know what I get to do? And she told us about a success. Kelly, you have the privilege. I'm going to use my dinger. And you know, come on. Now I'm getting really complex here because it's not. I pulled it out, but it's not working. Hold on. Wait. There it goes. Nothing worse than not having a dinger that works. We got it. I'm Tom Martino. Let me just tell you one thing, though. Speaking of dingers, actually, this has nothing to do with dingers, but let me just tell you that real CBD that works is a godsend. I recently pulled my back. I'll tell you more about that. But anyway, all kinds of people help me, including realcbdthatworks.com. What great stuff. And by the way, gel caps, chewables, tinctures, get the one that works best for you. It's all CBD. And they also have a cosmetic line, realcbdthatworks.com.
Your return to travel starts at the Denver Travel and Adventure Show. Discover thousands of vacation options and meet the travel experts who can help you find, plan, and book your next trip. Take part in travel seminars and workshops designed to help you travel like an insider. Learn how to earn and redeem reward points, act like a pro, how to find cheap flights, and more. Right on the show floor. 2 days only, April 30th, May 1st, at the Colorado Convention Center. Buy discounted tickets now at travelshows.com. That's travelshows.com.
Let's talk about criminal defense attorneys. And really, I hope you never need a criminal defense attorney. But did you know that a DUI is a criminal defense? Plus, it is also a motor vehicle infraction. It's both. You don't want to go through it. Uber, Lyft, taxis, designated drivers. Listen, I'm not going to preach you. I'm just going to tell you, if you made a mistake or were falsely accused or there's circumstances, don't go through the system alone. You can't do it. This and any crime, you can't do it. And you can't shop under pressure. I've done the shopping for you. I've known Joe 30 years. Joe Lazara, 303-429-6200 for free initial consultations. 303-429-6200. Look for Joe Lazara on my referral list at referrallist.com. Also on referrallist.com, you'll find Public Insurance Adjusters of Colorado. That is a premier public adjusting firm. Let me tell you what they do. When you have any insurance claim, call them. Any insurance claim. Why? They take a look at it free of charge. No obligation whatsoever. But they'll let you know if you're being treated fairly by your insurance company. Or you can call them before you even contact your insurance company. They'll tell you what to do to get ready. Free of charge. 720-715-0000. But if they say they can help you, they get way more than you can get on your own. They've been doing it for years. That's Public Insurance Adjusters of Colorado. They work for you against insurance companies because you can't trust them. COClaims.com.
If you're looking to pay for a home improvement or fund a large expense, it may be worth looking at your home. It's true. Mortgage rates are still very competitive, and home values, they're on the rise, making this a great time for a cash-out refinance. Just call American Financing, Colorado's home for home loans. Hey, it's Michael Brown here, and I like American Financing because their custom loans can achieve your goals faster. After all, there's more to a refinance than just a lower rate. You can also access cash for the things that you need, like improving your home, paying for college, or even getting rid of debt faster. All are possibilities when you choose American Financing. So why not get a free mortgage review to learn more? If you start soon, you could close in as few as 10 days, and you could skip 2 payments. So call 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000 or online, AmericanFinancing.net.
NMLS 182334, regulated by the Division of Real Estate.
When you're sick, injured, or experiencing an urgent medical problem, the last thing you want to do is leave your home to find care. Now, thanks to Dispatch Health, you don't have to, because Dispatch Health brings the power of the hospital to the comfort of your home. That's right. Receive same-day, high-quality care from expertly trained medical professionals in the comfort and privacy of your home. Just call or click, and Dispatch Health comes to you, able to treat common to complex issues, including infections, flu, pneumonia, migraines, dehydration, UTIs, COPD, COVID-19, and much more. It's really that simple. Go to dispatchhealth.com to learn more. And now, Dispatch Health has advanced capabilities to deliver IV fluids and even take X-rays in the home. It's really that powerful. Plus, they're affordable and in-network with most health insurance plans, including Medicare and Medicare Advantage. So the next time you're sick or injured, stay home, stay safe, and let Dispatch Health come to you.
If you're like most Americans, you're pretty much in disbelief with what's going on in the world. As we all know, global problems are having local consequences. Too many of them. And if the peanut butter really hits the fan, are you ready? Grocery store supply chains are only as strong as their weakest link. Don't wait for them to break. Now's the time to secure emergency food for everyone in your family. My Patriot Supply is America's largest preparedness company. Our specially packaged and delicious food stays fresh for up to 25 years in storage. It'll be there when you need it. Go to mypatriotsupply.com and pick up several emergency food kits. There are a dozen different sizes that average over 2,000 calories per day. Our food kits will ship quickly and discreetly to your door. Having food storage in your home beats government food lines hands down. Go to mypatriotsupply.com today and prepare for what's coming. mypatriotsupply.com.
This report is sponsored by Lowe's.
Plenty of sunshine for your Wednesday. Temperatures today a little bit cooler, down in the mid-70s, so still a great-looking day. A little bit of a breeze, about 15 to 20 miles per hour. I'm Fox 31 Pinpoint Weather Team meteorologist Kylie Burse.
Springfest is on at Lowe's, and right now get $100 off select Ego self-propelled lawnmowers. Lowe's, home to any possibility. Selection varies by location while supplies last. Valid 4/14/22 through 4/20/22.
630 KHAL, an iHeartRadio station.
Hey, I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK. Don't forget to get your insurance checkup from Compass Insurance Group. And why do I say that? Because do you know that like 80% or more of the people in the Marshall fires cannot rebuild because their dwelling amount was too little? God, think about that. Get a free insurance checkup, not only to find out if you're underinsured, but to find out if you're paying too much. Compass just told me I was underinsured. They did a review of mine. Thank goodness I have Compass. 303-996-9000 for a free insurance checkup. 303-996-9000, Compass Insurance Group. Okay, so I have Mark Massey with me from Empower Reverse Mortgage. Mark, thank you for being here. I appreciate it. So, Mark, reverse loans, you know, I've said this before with other reverse lenders, and you are certainly among the best that we recommend because I know you have a heart for seniors. Why do you think reverse loans have been negatively portrayed over the years?
You know, that's a great question. And
why do you think, though? I mean,
I think what happens is that you had some bad actors early on. There wasn't a whole lot of regulation that was happening. It happened across the industry, though. The whole mortgage industry had to get restructured after 2008.
So what were the bad players doing, and what are things people should look out for?
Yeah, some of the things you want to make sure is, you know, they were kind of directing. So it might start, like, for instance, with somebody that wanted to go in and do a remodel, and they would say, well, I didn't have enough money. Well, then they would talk the person into getting a reverse mortgage and then turn around and give the money to the remodel.
You're right. They would show up to closing with a remodeling contractor, and they got paid on both ends. That sucks.
That's horrible.
So, no. I don't like that. And that's one of the things to look out for, people. If your reverse lender tries to push you on contractors or people or investment people that tell you to take out your money and put it in an investment, be very careful. Anyway, this is Empower Reverse Mortgage today. Let's go to the phones. And Jody wants to tell us about a follow-up. Now, what's this one? What's this one about? Is this an update, Jody, on a previous call?
Yes.
Okay, what was that previous call? I'm looking for it here.
Okay, I called last week one day because I was looking for someone to put in a Ring doorbell.
Oh, yes. You called and said you needed help, and you were not, you were not technically savvy, and you bought a doorbell, and you didn't know how to put it in. You didn't know how to use the app. We had a kind gentleman call and say, I can help.
Yes. His name was Greg, and believe it or not, he lives really close to me, maybe a block or two. I could walk to his house, or he could walk to mine.
How wonderful is that?
He came over that afternoon and fixed it, and he was a very nice man.
That is so cool. That is so cool.
I thanked him so many times. And I thank you for finding him for me.
You know, the show found him, and I like to take credit, but I can't. This show we created many, many years ago makes connections like this. We got Jody, who called and said, I just need some help. And we had a nice guy call and say, I'll go out and do it. And we always make sure, of course, to the extent we can, that the people that we make connections with are safe. So isn't that great? So cool. 713 Talk, 713-8255. I have a quick question here for Mark Massey, Empower Reverse Mortgage, by text. By the way, you can text the show, people, and let me get that up and running because I just have one here. Okay, so bottom line, they want to know, I advertise sometimes there's a product you can go down to age 55. Now, I imagine that is not necessarily as good as the older the better, right? What is the 55-year-old product?
Right. So the 55-year-old product, there's regulations that you have to be a certain age in states, and it's really state-driven. It's not federally driven.
Oh, okay.
So what does happen at 55, because it's a little bit, when you look at a reverse mortgage, like looking at life insurance. So the life expectancy is further, so you get a smaller percentage of your equity.
Yeah, it's not necessarily what you want to do, but some people have to do it.
They can, but what we're seeing even, Tom, on the want-to side, people are starting to use this as part of their retirement income. And if you could take this and potentially maybe have a line of credit, which you can have a line of credit, which you do not have
for emergencies.
But actually use it then in a portfolio approach where maybe you take this money, if the market's down, you don't want to pull the money out when the market's down. Many financial advisors are using this as a tool now to help people.
All right. So
increase what they're
okay. So what about the one that's age 55? What do you think of it?
Yeah, it's, you know, in all these, it's about your situation and what the goals are for the people. So a lot of people I think it's the right thing. For some, it may not be the right thing. So really what we need to do, though, is
you look at each individual circumstance.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
But there is something available for 55. Is it government-backed?
It's not an FHA program at that point.
But is it guaranteed? I mean, can you go upside down in it? No. It has the same benefits of a regular reverse.
Bingo.
But I imagine you borrow less of your equity when you're only 55.
That's right.
Okay.
That's right.
And the most you can borrow, no matter how old you are, is what, do you think, 60%?
It gets up there. Again, it changes a little bit.
Yeah, but give me an idea of the high. 60 or 70?
In that range.
Okay, 60 to 70. Now, let's go for some employment issue. We have Cody who called. Cody has an employment issue. She wants to run by us, and I have an expert who we always use. Well, we've been using him for years. John Davis has been on my referral list for many, many years, attorney at law, and he does handle some employment issues. I'm going to let him listen in. Thank you, John, for being here. Cody, go ahead.
Hey, good morning there, sir.
What's happening?
Yeah, hey, so just to recap yesterday, we had my wife works at a charter school. She was the office manager there. We have 2 children who attend. And my wife was sitting on a meeting with a teacher to discuss grades for all the students. They were discussing specifically students who have Fs. One of our children is on an IEP, so an individual education plan.
Yeah.
And his name was brought up as having an F. So my wife started discussing that with the principal and the teacher.
Okay.
My wife asked, hey, what does my child do all day? Like, are there behavioral problems?
Yeah. She wanted some context.
Yes.
Okay.
So he was called a name by that teacher. There was no context behind that.
Wait a minute.
Again,
he was called a name when he was meeting with the parents?
When the principal and teacher were meeting with the office manager, who is my wife and also a parent, he was called a name by the teacher. So, does that make sense?
Yeah. Your child was called a name.
Correct.
What, can you say the name, or is it vulgar?
She referred to him as he sits in class with a glazed look on his face like an onion.
Okay, I see what you're saying. So, did your wife take particular offense to this as a parent?
Absolutely. And the first thing she did is call me.
She works there too?
She works there. So this was just this was a professional meeting to start off with.
I understand, but was she there in the capacity of a parent or in the capacity of a school district employee?
As a school district employee.
With her own son there?
The son was not there.
Yeah, but they were discussing the son.
Correct.
Okay, I am confused. So you got to set the context. They had a meeting about your son, right?
Correct.
And they said, hey, come on in. What's your wife's first name?
Brianna.
Brianna, come on in. We're going to be talking about your son. Did they call Brianna in as a parent, or was she taking notes, or what? Tell me why she was in the meeting.
So she was in the meeting to discuss the grades of all the kids in the entire school.
Got it. Okay. Did this teacher who called your son an onion, did this teacher know Brianna was his mom?
Yes.
Well, what an idiot. Okay. Is she like, did she say it joking around?
No. She set no context behind it, just other than he sits there with a glazed look on his face like an onion.
Did she call other kids names or other vegetables?
No. No.
Okay.
And again, this child with a learning disability.
Oh, wait a minute. Your child has a learning disability?
Correct.
Is it an obvious learning disability?
It is. He struggles with executive functioning and processing of information.
Does he have a diagnosis?
He does, and he's on a school district administered the IEP, so a program.
So this is another level of stupid for her. She not only called him a name, but it's akin to calling him, dumb or retarded or crazy or whatever. That she was just basically out of bounds. So what happened then?
Okay, so my wife called me. We separate our child from that teacher immediately because he was still in her class. I go in and I have a meeting with the special education teacher. We discuss his IEP. The principal is there with me at this point. She admits to me that they are failing our son, and they are not meeting that.
They're failing him. Okay, so where are we going with this story at this point?
Okay, so later on, my wife actually just lost her job.
Wait. They fired her?
They said she resigned because in the heat of the moment, she made the statement that she can't work under these conditions.
Did she walk out?
She did not walk. No, she did not. She went back to the office area
and did what? And
then called me.
All right, hold on. We need to figure out, is this a basis for a lawsuit? What's going on? Why was she fired? They said she quit. The teacher calls your son an onion. He has learning disabilities. That does not bode well for them. Hold on. Now, you heard me talk about public adjusters. Claims Pro is one of those public adjusters we endorse at referralist.com. If you have an insurance claim and you need help, publicadjuster.pro. That's a great name, huh? Publicadjuster.pro, 833-252-4600. If you need help processing an insurance claim, they work for you on contingency. That's publicadjuster.pro.
Just wait. I did.
Boy, that was a stupid thing to call a kid a name.
This report is sponsored by Dell Technologies. And you're not even to the story yet, bro.
No, it's worse.
Mark, it's not. No, the question. Well, she no longer works there. Why not? And she wants to know if she can still get paid in her contract. That's the question.
Well, they shouldn't have fired her unless she quit.
They didn't fire her.
Well,
they said.
Why do you know about this?
Because they called yesterday. We went through all this yesterday, just waiting on John Davis.
Then why didn't you chime in, huh?
I attempted.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
Mark, your finger wasn't even near there. I always will say, what's going on? You never attempted.
Yes, I did.
You're too wound up with him.
I did. So basically the deal is this. Principal calls her in as a employee and says, here's your resignation letter.
Save it for on the air.
Okay. But that's it. And it's a question for John.
K&H Home Solutions. No, actually, K&H it's K&H Home Solutions, but it's for the exterior of your home, meaning roofing and gutters and siding and windows and doors. And they have an excellent deal going on right now. Now, let me just tell you something. The oldest home improvement company in all of Colorado, I used them 40 years ago. And they came out to my house about 10 years ago to work on a warranty issue. That's 30 years later. You putting it together? It's a company you can trust. khwindows.com is the website, and they have 30% off their beautiful energy-efficient windows, durable siding, and designer doors. 303-421-7100. Blake Harris Law is an attorney, but more than that, he's an attorney who gives free advice on the phone for the asking. If you have a question about your estate plan, he does estate planning, which means immediate stuff if you need it, or planning for the long haul, like protecting your assets, protecting it from lawsuits, protecting your heirs. You can do a trust that does that through their entire life. Whatever your question, call them. BlakeHarrisLaw.com, 833-ASK-BLAKE.
Your car is worth more right now.
Can we go off right now?
Pretty exciting. Trade in, trade up, trade down, whatever your needs are, the sharpest rides in Englewood, they are going to give you the best offer hands down. And the Sharpest Rides is so easy to get to, just located minutes from I-25 in Santa Fe. And with the best appraisals in town from their trained buyers, you know you'll always be taken care of and get the best deals at the Sharpest Rides. I'm telling you, if you're looking to trade in, go to the Sharpest Rides, best customer service in town. Get more info at thesharpestrides.com.
I should have had Done Right do it. Don't be that person that says this after ordering your remodeling project. Hi folks, Dan Cicchini, owner of Done Right Kitchens and Baths, Windows and Doors. Simply put, we make people happy by being particular, just like you. 800-362-8370.
When you're sick, injured, or experiencing an urgent medical problem, the last thing you want to do is leave your home to find care. Now, thanks to Dispatch Health, you don't have to, because Dispatch Health brings the power of the hospital to the comfort of your home. That's right. Receive same-day, high-quality care from expertly trained medical professionals in the comfort and privacy of your home. Just call or click, and Dispatch Health comes to you, able to treat common to complex issues, including infections, flu, pneumonia, migraines, dehydration, UTIs, COPD, COVID-19, and much more. It's really that simple. Go to dispatchhealth.com to learn more. And now, Dispatch Health has advanced capabilities to deliver IV fluids and even take X-rays in the home. It's really that powerful. Plus, they're affordable and in-network with most health insurance plans, including Medicare and Medicare Advantage. So the next time you're sick or injured, stay home, stay safe, and let Dispatch Health come to you.
Excel Roofing, we're on top of it.
If you have questions about your roof, call Excel Roofing, 303-761-6400. Hey guys, it's Jay Bretz, the owner of Excel. This is our 29th year in business. When you need someone to help you with your roof, you can trust Excel Roofing. Call 303-761-6400 for roof inspections, roof repairs, and complete roof replacements. We do it all from inexpensive roofs for your rental to top-of-the-line bulletproof hail-resistant roofs. At Excel, you don't pay a cent until you're content. Excel is the most trusted roofer in Denver for the last 29 years. Same owner, same number. 303-761-6400. That's 761-6400. Or go to excelroofing.com.
Excel Roofing, we're on top of it.
Night sweats. Whew, my hot flashes. Low sex drive.
You won't suffer any of these symptoms with Hormone Health and Weight Loss, a leader in the hormone replacement industry. Natural hormone therapy is what they do. Visit HormoneHealthTest.com for a free assessment.
Hi there, from Barry Miller, host of your greatest wealth building program, Saturday mornings, 9 a.m. Learn how to optimize your wealth and bottomize your risk. 9 a.m. Saturday, 6:30 KHOW.
Is your concrete sinking? Interior floor, basement, or garage? Brian here with Advanced Mudjacking. I've been lifting concrete in Colorado for over 30 years. We use cement, nothing toxic. Advanced Mudjacking, 303-424-9441. AdvancedMudjacking@yahoo.com.
Denver's talk station. Online at khout.com.
Hey, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. John Davis, attorney at law. By the way, waterpros.net has absolutely the best water systems at the lowest prices anywhere. You can get all the drinking water you want. Don't ever buy bottled water for under $1,000 fully installed. Waterpros.net, the people I use at my home, and you should too. Okay? 303-862-5554. John Davis is an attorney I've known for 30 years at least. And Bob, John, you heard this case now. She's saying, well, not she, Cody, but Cody's talking for her. I think she's right in the background there. Brianna thinks she was fired. Brianna probably quit. Mark, you want to add some details. You took the call on yesterday.
Yeah, I don't want to repeat everything.
But go ahead and summarize.
So principal calls her into the office as an employee, to make it sound simple, and slides a piece of paper over and says, "This is your resignation letter." And she never signed it, never acknowledged.
But why did he give her a resignation letter?
Because she was upset over the whole child thing, and she probably overreacted and yelled and did whatever. But none of that matters. Here's where the question is for our legal expert. John, this lady is saying she really didn't resign. She's under contract for X amount more months. They don't want her in the school. She still wants to get paid. do they still owe her that money?
Well, hold on a sec. If she doesn't want to work, is that what she's saying?
No, I asked her that question yesterday.
Well, does she want to work?
That she doesn't, but if that's what it takes to get paid,
well, of course it'll. I don't know. We'll let John weigh in. But is Brianna there? Can we talk to her, Cody?
Yes, here she is.
Brianna.
Hello.
Hey, Brianna, when this woman called your son an onion, what was your immediate reaction?
I mean, defense. I mean, I went straight into parent mode.
Yeah, what did you say immediately? What did you say? I resent that, or how dare you? What did you say? I want to know.
No, I just said he has a learning disability, and why are you not helping him? And why did he have an A on March 7th, and now he has an F, and you have no communication with us?
Okay, and what did she say?
You just made fun of him. And then she tried to say that that's when she called him the onion, and he just sits there and he's confused. And I'm like, I still don't understand. And so I felt like
Hold on. Did you get up and say, I can't work here?
No. So then I said, this sounds like we need a parent meeting and we need to move forward. This is not a staff meeting anymore. And so we basically ended the meeting. And that's when I called Cody, and he came to the school, and he met with our school director.
And
they started discussing the IEP and how that they were failing him, and that we need to make some changes, so that they can help him.
Then what happened?
So it gets swept under the rug.
Then what happened?
And then tension's a little high, and drama starts happening.
Did you leave? Did you leave that day?
No. Nope. I worked. And I kept working. And then so that all happened on March 28th. And then on April 5th, we decide, you know what? This is not a good working environment. We need to hash this out. We need to have a restorative circle, because that's what they believe in, sitting around singing Kumbaya.
All right. What happened after? Then what happened?
So in that meeting, she refuses to change his grade because I said, we need to make it right with Carter, and he needs to be treated equally, just like every other.
So when
kid
was
in this
that
building.
secondary meeting? That follow-up?
April 5th.
All right. So on March 28th, the bad meeting. On April 5th.
Yep.
On April 5th, you had a follow-up meeting, and what happened? Is that where you were offered your resignation?
Nope. So she refuses to change the grade and is basically refusing to help him and saying that she's at a loss and she doesn't know how to help him.
Okay. So when did you utter the words at that meeting, I can no longer work here?
So after that meeting, I walked out into the office and I said, apparently, I need to have a parent meeting. I need to not be a staff member at the same time as a parent. And so we were supposed to start that meeting as fixing our staffing issues, and it led into me trying to advocate again for my son.
Here's what I'm asking. On the April 5th meeting, did you say, I can't work here under these conditions?
Yes.
Okay. And then what happened?
And then we had a parent meeting, so I sat there the rest of the day.
Wait, hold
for
on.
Cody.
This was after you had a meeting the 28th. You had another meeting April 5th, and then you had another meeting April 5th.
Yes, we had two meetings. The first one was supposed to be a staff meeting, and then in between the two meetings, I, said, I'm frustrated.
Okay,
I'm
got
not
it.
Be able to begin
All
to
right,
work
okay. Now, you had another meeting, and what happened at that meeting?
We got out the family handbook and acted as parents and said, okay, what is the correct way to navigate this? It is for a grade appeal.
Okay, without going through all of it, what was the result of the meeting? What was the result?
For our school director, the principal, she requested that we ask for our kids to be exempted from these grades. And then we left feeling like, okay, we're all on the same page. We're doing the right thing. I leave to go, wait, hold on. Let me back up one thing, because this is going to be very important. In between the staff meeting and the parent meeting that day, as I announced that I'm frustrated and I can't work in these conditions, my boss asked me to store the grades for the entire school. At the end of the day, I push the magic button that makes all the grades final. And I was frustrated because I'm like, yeah, okay, because that's all that matters right now. What matters right now is that we're fixing Carter's solution, and then I'll
All right, listen.
So I realized,
Brianna,
hold on.
that really isn't that important. What I need to know is this. In between the meetings, you said, I can't work here under those circumstances. Then you had a meeting. Did you continue to work there after that?
Yep.
Did you go in on April 6th?
So on April 6th, I was already scheduled to go out of town for a baseball tournament.
Okay. Did you have a pre-day? Did you have that day off in the system?
Yes.
Did you go back on the 7th?
No, because I was out of town.
Did you have that scheduled to be off?
Yes.
Did you go in on the 8th?
Nope, I was off till the 11th.
Okay. Did you go back on the 11th?
No, I was still driving back. I was scheduled to be back.
All I need to know is, were these scheduled days off in advance? When were you scheduled to come back?
The 12th.
Did you go back on the 12th?
Yes, and I arrive at work, and there's a sheriff sitting outside of the school, and I walk in, and no one's talking to me. So I go into my boss's office, and I sit down, and she said, don't say anything.
All right, hold on a sec. Hold on. This story's getting, way longer than I thought, but I think we have the details. Is that when he offered you the letter of resignation?
Yes.
And you said, I did not resign.
Yep. Yes.
Okay, and then what? Did you leave that day?
Yes, because in the end, so I didn't accept the letter that she was trying to hand to me. I said, I'm not quitting. I didn't resign.
Then what?
I didn't sign anything.
Then what?
And she's asked me to turn over my computer and my keys.
All right. Did you come back the next day?
No, because they told me I couldn't
Got it.
come back.
So you have not been back since, right?
Correct.
All right, and now you're calling us. And I hope to God John can hang on again. I didn't if I don't take a break now, I'm dead. So if he can't hold, I'll understand.
I press a button. I fear if I do it again.
Now, impact traffic.
This report is sponsored by Wendy's Breakfast Biscuit Sandwich. $1. We have a report of some spilled gravel on the roadway eastbound.
What do you think is going on?
470. It's in the right lane, so use some caution through there.
I think she's a trouble, that she's getting in trouble. They want to get rid of her.
Well, it's kind of a fucked up situation.
But I don't think she quit.
I don't think you called a kid a fucking vegetable. I think that's...
And I don't think she quit.
No,
I think she was upset.
And she did say she'd go back to work if that's what it takes to get paid.
Yeah, on that day, she was wearing two hats. I mean, one as a mom or parent, and also as a school employee. She was in the middle.
What is the liquid loan?
I love it. It's a 30-year line of credit with simple interest only. So if you want to refi or buy, consider a liquid loan. What it does is it pays off your first or buys your house, then it sits there as simple interest, meaning you can pay a very low payment every month, just the interest, if you're only going to be there a few years. If you change your mind, you want to pay down principal, you can pay down your principal anytime, any day, any amount. And all you pay is simple interest. You pay whatever principal you want. In fact, if you pick a fixed monthly payment similar to a regular loan, you'll pay off your loan in half the time as a regular loan. It's the liquid loan. If you have more equity, you can borrow from it and even borrow more, and you can pay it back. In fact, all the money you keep in your bank for regular bills and paychecks offset the balance, so you pay even less interest. It's called theliquidloan.com, only from Affordable Interest Mortgage, 720-895-0500, 720-895-0500. If you're looking for floor coverings, it's a simple choice, simplyfloorsinc.com. Whether it's a wide variety of carpeting in all price ranges, or LVT, or hardwoods, laminates, and veneers, which are called engineered floors. If you want a floor covering, get Buddy and Karen Mitchell on your side. Make your own appointment, simplyfloorsinc.com. Better installers, design consultants, and lower prices, simplyfloorsinc.com.
The Tanner Gun Show proudly
selection of new handguns, hard-to-find used firearms, tons of ammo, scopes, AR accessories, and more. Organic shopping at the Tanner Gun Show.
Didn't do anything. I got up. I mean, I wish I could tell you I was doing some massive lifting. I stood up.
Which at his age is hard to do anyway. Yeah.
But I'm going to get a permanent solution. There's a surgery available for this, which is really good news.
Rudy's home sold on the market for $33,000 above his cash offer. Had he gone to a home buying?
So what's the difference between these commercials and the ones you do?
He got more cash at closing. Rudy's story.
I have in-house inventory. Now, the live ones I do within the break are like the ones you buy, or at the beginning of the break. Those are just commercials just like these, except those are endorsements. Gotcha. The ones I actually do coming in and out of the show are called headliners, or they're my inventory. I'm given a certain amount as part of my compensation, and I sell them. It's in addition to my regular compensation. It's just another form of compensation. They're sold out, but whenever they're available, they're very valuable because they go out to all the podcasts, and they go out to all the, it's in content, I call it.
They'll repipe your whole house in 1 or 2 days with PEX tubing, and then offer the option to complete the job by repairing the drywall.
Frustrating, isn't it? Ought to cover that whole with
We'll have a break here at the top of the hour. It's like 7 minutes. 6, 7 minutes. So if you need to use the restroom, I can show you how to get there. Yeah.
Did you see what Netflix did yesterday? They lost $72. 25% of their, that 25% decrease in their stock price.
Because of their price increase?
No, because they lost 200,000 viewers.
Why?
Because they just raised prices.
Because they raised prices and people aren't confined to their homes anymore. They had a huge boom because of COVID. Think about it. How many people do you think signed up for Netflix because they were stuck in their house for months because of COVID?
I couldn't do without Netflix, man. It's my main source of entertainment. Netflix, Amazon, Hulu, I have them all.
Did you watch Dropout? Okay, so Dropout is on Hulu. It's a story of Elizabeth Holmes.
Yeah.
The woman
with the DNA testing,
yeah,
right?
The woman who plays Elizabeth Holmes could be her genetic clone. She is so perfect. She has every little mannerism down. It's one of the best jobs of acting I've ever seen in my life.
We started watching First Ladies. Holy shit, it's good.
Is it good? But you should watch Dropout on Hulu. You'll be amazed at how this woman, the actor.
Tom Martino here. I want to go to John Davis, attorney at law. Okay, John, you heard the story. What do you think? Did she quit? Did they force her out? What's going on?
Well, Tom, like so many legal things, the answer to that really is in small details, and I feel like there are details here that aren't completely clear, and I don't mean about the IEP and the learning disabilities and the grade, but about the employment situation. In a broad sense, if there was an offhand comment along the lines of, I can't work under these conditions, but she then took a scheduled vacation, came back on her normal day, never did anything else to indicate she was leaving, didn't pack up her office, didn't take any paperwork, didn't say to other coworkers, that's it, I'm not working here anymore. I think,
my gut feeling would be that the employer jumped the gun saying you've resigned. The employer has decided, the school has decided that they don't want to keep her on contract, so they're trying to sort of force the probably there aren't grounds to treat it as a resignation, but a termination. And then there's the question of whether they're justified in terminating her or whether they're bound by the contract. And really, the solution to this, the resolution of this, is going to be in exactly what was said, to whom, in what way, what happened next.
Right. Right. All right. So at this point, though, it didn't seem to me like she quit either. It doesn't. It seems like they are trying to force her out. She never signed anything. All right, here's what I want to ask, Brianna, and this should be a short answer. Do they acknowledge that you had that scheduled time off, or does it look like you just didn't come back? Okay, so they didn't say, well, you haven't been here for the last 4 days, right? Okay, good, good. So they won't let you come back to work, right? What's the normal appeal process, Brianna? Well, for this, no, I don't care about the grade at this point. What's the normal process for someone who they say quit that didn't quit? Oh, now they're adding to it. Why were they there? Why were they even there? All right. I think at this point, Brianna, at this point, you need to consult an attorney. Honest to goodness, you do. You need to consult an attorney on this. What's the name of the school? I didn't find out, but we're out of time. Hold on. And what we'll do is talk about this and more coming up.
Certainly she's got to get to HR at district level and get out of the principal level. She's got to go see. She does. She's got to go see. 6 a.m. Yeah, there's going to be an HR specialist at whatever school district it is. Get away from the school level.
I think she's afraid to mention the name of the school. Just she doesn't want to add fuel to the fire. Yeah.
But she's got to get to the district level and go talk to the HR.
My guess is it's Douglas County because they have quite a few charter schools. Part of Douglas County.
So is the question whether she can collect unemployment or not?
Not unemployment. She wants to be paid under the terms.
Well, she wants to go back to work.
Oh. Well, they can fire her for no reason.
Well, it's not at the. I don't know school districts. Well, she's not a teacher. Yeah, she's not a teacher.
Even if she's a teacher, charter schools.
That's not true. That's not true. They're protected by a bargaining agreement.
Forces are bearing down on eastern Ukraine. ABC's James Longman is in central Ukraine.
A new plea from inside the besieged city of Mariupol. The commander of Ukrainian forces there releasing a video saying they have only days or even hours left and telling the Washington Post, "We will not lay down our weapons." Ukrainian forces are dug in at the Azovstal steel plant.
The Justice Department says it's up to the CDC to decide whether to appeal a judge's ruling that struck down the mask mandate on public transportation. An Ohio jury has acquitted a doctor in the deaths of 14 hospital patients. Dr. William Husel was accused of ordering too many painkillers. Most of the patients were critically ill or dying. Secret Service officers shot and killed an intruder at the house of the Peruvian ambassador to the U.S. in Washington early today. Cops say neighbors heard windows breaking and that there was a man armed with a stake. This is ABC News. The so-called tunnel fire near Flagstaff, Arizona, 0% contained, has burned more than 6,000 acres. 2,000 people are now under evacuation orders. Fire service says 24 structures have been destroyed. Over half of the country's governors are joining forces to send resources to battle human and drug smuggling along the border in Arizona and Texas.
26 states, all with Republican governors, are now signing on to a plan to send reinforcements to the border. Law enforcement and intelligence sharing. Arizona Governor Doug Ducey announcing the creation of the American Governors Border Strike Force.
This is not an immigration crisis. This is a border security crisis.
The strike force is being put together as a COVID-era Title 42 is set to end in a few weeks.
This right here should be studio sound. Is it working? Now I'm going to switch to the radio feed.
For smoking or celebrating marijuana, 18 states and D.C. have legalized the recreational use of weed. Victor Okendo, ABC News.
Do you know what people see when they go?
Search engines don't always get it right, and when they're wrong, it's your reputation on the line. So what do you do when you don't agree with your search results?
God bless.
Defender at 800-401-6681. Reputation Defender is one of the most trusted names in online reputation.
Ken, and Ken only. How is it right now? Do you hear me talking right now? In studio, do you hear me? Ken.
Flattering information down to lower pages of your search results, where few people ever look. We also promote the good stuff so that it rises to the top, letting you put
Ken.
foot forward. Your good name is
Yes.
so valuable.
Not you, Ken.
I know.
You won't keep yourself. Take control with Reputation Defender. Visit www.reputationdefender.com or call 800-401.
God bless.
Like, what do you do? Advice on your situation.
You go research and do those kinds of things.
You know, when someone calls up with a problem, I'll try and resolve it. Like this lady that called up, I called her up.
Okay, now, Ken, I'm going to switch over to the radio. Let me know if that's good.
Angeles was principal at the time.
We'll never forget the 13 who lost their lives and all people that were injured and affected by it. But, you know, Columbine does represent hope, and I say this all the time, that I really believe our community is stronger today than what it was back, you know, on April 20th, 1999.
He says while there are unfortunately still school shootings across the country, a lot of them have been stopped because of lessons learned from Columbine.
This afternoon and this evening down near the Springs on South, and then for northeastern Colorado. Here in the metro area, a little bit cooler, a little bit less of a breeze, right around 15 to 20 miles per hour with plenty of sunshine.
Fox 31 meteorologist Kylie First says today's high will be in the lower 70s and around 80 tomorrow. That's the latest. I'm Chad Bauer.
Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Indeed.com.
Eastbound I-70 approaching 32nd Youngfield. It looks like we have an accident there. 2 right lanes are blocked. Stop and go traffic back to Denver West. Cleared that crash westbound I-70 at Airport that at one point had all the lanes blocked, so traffic has improved and no problems getting through there. I-25 traffic is moving well with no delay. Fox 31 pinpoint weather, mostly sunny and breezy.
Yeah, okay, that's what I said.
Let's go on. Yeah, you gotta, the main thing is just get them switched.
Oh, yeah.
When we go to break, get them switched. And I don't know why the fuck that just bounced. I wonder if Talib, if your fucking ass is in there, get the fuck out. Is Talib listening?
I thought, no, he's in surgery.
Probably.
No, but he's got a remote thing on his
yesterday?
phone. He can fucking jump in.
You know what I think does it? It's when like you switch the screen.
Oh, no. I know exactly what's doing it. Don't even fucking worry about it.
And I know...
No, we just got to watch it. I know exactly what's doing it. Damn it.
Because we did one day to leave.
No.
Scott,
it doesn't matter.
Okay.
I know.
Screw you guys in a GVA. I was supposed to get mine first, frankly.
Tom, you have Talib's number?
God dang it.
I do.
Oh, I want to call him up and say, what's it? Just text it to me or give it to me now, off the air. I don't want everybody to hear it.
Oh, right. Well, right now...
So when Frank's rotates,
It's, fuck, I know exactly what it is.
Okay.
Suzanne takes the calls, and Shannon does all the technical work with the producers of the radio show.
Shannon,
Supposedly.
I was really in a pissed off mood on Monday, wasn't
No shit, you were.
Oh, man.
You were not a happy
I
camper.
couldn't stand it, man. I was like,
You were close to tears.
oh,
It hurt so bad.
I would have been crying. If he was here, there's no way I would have lasted.
Right.
Just because you're back.
Oh,
he was in
that's
agony.
See, I came into work normal, and I was sitting down, I stood up, and I went, you feel a shock, and then all of a sudden your leg goes out from under you. There's no, have you ever had a back go out?
Dude, I wrecked on my bike. I had a dog come in front of me. It would have been a great troubleshooter thing. But I broke 7 ribs in my back, herniated the disc, disc tears, and I'm still going through it. So
When was this?
This was last June. So I'm not all the way.
You know,
Did you surprise the owner of the dog?
I'm surprised I'm not a junkie.
Yeah.
I won't even start.
Troubleshooter's gonna help come and make it.
This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino.
Hi, Tom Martino here, your troubleshooter. Welcome to the show. Frank Duran, the real estate man, does free market valuations of your home. He calls it a market analysis based on 27 years of experience. Why would you have one done? Well, it's more accurate than an appraisal and even Zillow. Why? Well, buyers need appraisals, but you just want to know what it'll sell for. And that's what he does based on his 27 years. No obligation to list. Frank Duran, a great man if you do list. Frank Duran, therealestateman.com, 303-920-1622. Welcome to the show. Now, listen, this thing is very, very complicated. I want to move on, but Brianna, you need to see an attorney right now. I know you didn't call me to hear that, but the good news is our attorney feels like you might have a case here, really, Brianna, and maybe just get him to write a letter might back them off and maybe reassign you even. Brianna?
Yes.
What kind of a job did you have at the school district?
I was the office manager and registrar.
Did you ever have a write-up ever?
Nope.
Okay. I think it's pretty clear that they discussed your son in a derogatory manner. You showed some emotion, and then they thought you quit. You were just saying, I can't work here under these circumstances, but you reported back to work. In fact, you stayed there and worked that day, and then they say, well, you resigned. They just want to get rid of you, and now they're adding insubordinate. You know what, Brianna? What are they saying you were specifically insubordinate about? Because it sounds to me like this principal is walking a thin line of getting the district into a lawsuit, and you need to let John Davis or another attorney write them a stern letter. What's the name of the school?
Colorado Skies Academy.
Colorado Skies Academy. Where is it?
At the Centennial Airport.
Really? Where is Centennial Airport?
So it's off of like 470 in Peoria.
Really? I know. Oh,
yeah.
Is it a magnet school?
Sort of. It's a charter school in the Cherry Creek School District.
Wow. Very cool. Okay, now, hold on, Brianna. Deputy Doc, or Suze, somebody, I want to call for a comment from the school. I think we deserve a comment. All right, let's keep going. 303-713-8255. Bob, what's going on with you, Bob? What's happening?
I have Xfinity overcharging me for my cable TV service.
Now, that's a simple thing. You're saying you're being overcharged. How do you know? Tell me the circumstances, Bob.
Back in October, I signed an agreement to pay $100 a month for TV, internet, and home security.
And this was when?
October.
Okay. And
October
when did it
12th.
change?
On October 21st, with the very next bill, they charged me $142.50.
Well, okay. You're sure that you contracted for $100 a month?
I still have the email that they sent me confirming that.
Okay. And then the first bill was 100 and how much did you say?
That was $142.50.
Okay.
And it all
Now,
adds up.
did it go every?
$187.
Okay. So basically, first bill was 142, and then it goes up from there.
It hasn't been climbing up, but there's additional charges, taxes, fees.
Okay.
That makes it $100.
So when you obviously, you said hey, here's my email. It was supposed to be $100 a month. What do they say?
They said our customer service rep didn't enter the order properly, and in the meantime, our packages have changed, so we can no longer offer you that package.
Okay, but at the time the package, hold on, at the time the package was available?
Yes, it was.
And they're saying because of their error, they can no longer offer it to you.
Correct.
Well, that's ridiculous. Did you go to a supervisor?
I've been on the phone with customer service 6 times or 7 times.
Do they give you the same answer, essentially? Sorry, that's no longer available.
They do, but they also refund me $42.50 on my bill.
Every month?
Every month so far, until this month.
How stupid is this? What did they do this month?
This month they sent my claim to a billing representative, executive representative, who said there's no issue and says that the $142 is the correct amount.
All right. So you can cancel if you want, right?
I can.
Well,
it's just not a very good option for.
Yeah, but it is an option. And Bob, let's put it this way. Without getting legal, the term you're looking for is specific performance. Can you hold them to it? Probably not. Not when you can get out of it for no money, and not when you are not being harmed. You can go to another service. Yeah. In fact, what do you use when it comes to this package with Xfinity? Because Xfinity is old technology. So what are you using with Xfinity?
I have television, internet, and home security.
You know that's all offered through. You know you can get that through CenturyLink, right? Or anyone?
Well, where I live, it's a pretty pitiful service from CenturyLink. I've had them in the past.
They don't have fiber?
No, not where I live.
Where are you?
Up in Weld County.
Ah. So listen, I can give it to Deputy Smarty Pants to give a whirl at it. Do we have a contact over at Comcast Xfinity, Suze? I believe we do. Hold on a second. Hold on, all right? We'll assign this. 303-713-TALK. Barbara, what's going on with AutoNation? Barbara?
Hi. We have a 2017 loaded Yukon Denali XL that we took in just to get the oil change.
Okay, I'm sorry. What year did you say it was again, Barb?
2017.
Okay.
Has
they're nice.
5,000 miles on it.
They're really nice.
Yes, and it's gorgeous. It's a gorgeous car. We took it into where we bought it, AutoNation in Lone Tree.
And you only have 4,000 miles?
5,000, yeah.
Why? Why? You don't drive it?
No, we have several cars, and
okay.
that's just used for,
okay.
Just now and again.
All right.
So it's in excellent condition, garage stored and everything. Spotless.
Why'd you take it to AutoNation?
To get the oil changed.
Okay.
They gave us some free ones, and it was time.
Got it.
So my husband takes it in there yesterday. He sits there and waits for him, and then he leaves for a while and comes back. They bring it around. A young person brings it around, and he asks my husband. He says, "Do you have any leaks coming from any of your vents?" And my husband says, "What?" And he says, "Well, I found some water." My husband gets up on the running board and looks and sees that they ran it through the washer with the sunroof partially open.
Morons.
Yes. So the young person is apologizing. He gets some towels.
Wait, so they have a car wash there that they did a complimentary car wash, right?
He said we're giving a free car wash with an oil change. Yes.
Okay.
So my husband was just sitting there. He didn't think to go out and check anything. He, didn't even know. He doesn't really drive it. I was the last one to drive it. So the young man wipes up the water.
Hold on. Did your husband bring it in with? Did your husband bring it in with it partially open?
I guess so.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know.
So the question is, should they have checked before they went through?
Yes. Well, my question is, my husband comes home. By then, water is dropping out of the roof, onto him, and so I say, you need to take that back and have them clean it up, dry it out. My concern is there going to be any damage inside the wiring or anything from that? And
Probably not, but it could. I mean, how wet did it get?
It was very wet. The whole ceiling.
Like your headliner, was it soaked?
Yes.
I would be more concerned about corrosion and stuff, but how soaked? I mean, did it dry up?
They took it back and blew dry it and did that.
Did they suck it out?
Yes.
Did it come back looking like new?
It still looks, it looks new, but it's damp today. We've had it sitting out in the sun. It's damp today.
Let's ask somebody. Let's just ask one of our body people. Let's go, Michael. Let's see if Michael's around. Hold on. Let's get that. And Sue's on Xfinity. Bob, let's give that to Smarty Pants. And then our contact over there. Okay. 303-713-8255. Genesis Total Exteriors for the outside of your house. Roofing, gutters, siding, windows, doors, decks, painting. They can do all of your insurance work, too, because they do all of that. On one invoice, they also do solar. GenesisTotalExteriors.com. And the solar they have is guaranteed 25 years. Not just the components, but the actual production of electricity. And that's GenesisTotalExteriors.com.
Hello? Hello? Yes, can I help you?
It's a scam call.
Wasn't me. It wasn't me. I don't know how this. I couldn't have been me. So, but I saw my phone ringing. Sorry about that. Maybe did it show up on your caller ID? Sometimes they spoof numbers like that. So, thank you. All right. Bye.
I was watching something yesterday, and they can have a call come, and when you see the caller ID, it's your own number.
Yeah.
They can make a call from anywhere.
Hold on. Mark called me one time from somewhere, I forget.
Your ex-wife.
TheLiquidLoan.com. I can't say enough
about the Liquid Loan. It's simply a 30-year line of credit with simple interest. Okay, it's that easy. So whatever your first is, it pays it off, or the price of your house if you're buying it. And then you get to choose how to pay it. You can pay simple interest, just a few $100 a month on a really expensive house. Now, if you change your mind and want to pay principal, you say, honey, we're going to stay here more than 5 years. Let's pay principal. You can just make a lump sum. And you can pay principal anytime you want. In fact, you can set up a regular payment like a regular mortgage, and you'll pay it off way quicker than a regular mortgage because simple interest is not interest paid up front. And you can even borrow more if you need it without applying for a new loan. It's a line of credit. I love this thing. It's truly a great product. And all the money in the bank that you keep in your bank for regular bills and savings offsets your balance, so you pay even less interest. Find out more from Kurt Rogers at Affordable Interest Mortgage. TheLiquidLoan.com, 720-895-0500. You've heard me talk about Simply Floors. Why? Because it's simply the best. And if I want to play on that term simply, how about this? They come to your home. How simple is that? And they have all the choices you want in one location, the better installers in the industry, and they have better financing, and they have design consultants free of charge to help you with your project. That is simplyfloorsinc.com. The best 70...
It'll get you a complete air conditioning check from Plumline Services. Catch things before they turn into expensive problems. Just
the Denali.
Turn to the experts. Plumline Services, Castle Rock.
They could have had a GB80.
Got you covered. Earning your trust since 1998. Character and ethics. Service at home.
That's technically a Genesis.
Schedule online. No phone calls.
The GB80 is a Genesis.
Plumline Services.
They don't have Hyundai written anywhere on them, because it's really
their luxury brand, right?
Yeah,
that's
like
like
Lexus.
Yeah.
Or Chevy and Cadillac. You know, it's not Chevy is GM and Cadillac's GM. But you know the Escalade. What a piece of shit compared to these new SUVs.
Hey folks, if you have hard water buildup on your faucets and fixtures or rust stains crowding up your bathtub,
Your car self-park?
company you can trust.
Yeah. I can summon it.
Water pros.
Yeah.
These guys are veteran and
The fucking lumbar, it's got a massager that's unbelievable.
Can you summon it out here and show me today?
Yeah, so it starts at your thighs and goes all the way up to your back and neck. I'm going on a long trip, man. This motherfucker might put you to sleep.
I had that on my Mercedes. I don't actually remember. I don't know if this one I'm getting this, but I know this. It has level 2 driving.
That's what mine's got.
You earn 10x miles on hotels and rental cars, and 5x miles on flights booked through Capital One Travel.
And level, there's a certain components of level 3 by subscription. You know, subscription is becoming the new deal with cars. You know that for a lot of people.
Hyundai does everything, or Hyundai and Genesis. Well, I don't even know if that's true. Genesis does everything for 3 years. It's complimentary, everything. After that, you pay for everything.
Yeah. Not for your driving, right?
Some of it.
For the level 3.
Yeah. Some things could be worth much more than you think. They'll tell you exactly what you have and make you the very best. We even buy diamonds an entire estate collection. Most folks just want your scrap gold. So before you sell your old jewelry to just anybody, ask yourself, who can I trust? We're Williams Jewelers, Denver's first family of fine jewelers, and we're here for you. Williams Jewelers in Inglewood, Bellevue, and Broadway.
Yeah, Doc, I would wait to call the lead. He might, I don't know whether this was an outpatient.
No, he's in the hospital till at least, I think, Thursday or Friday.
It's not an outpatient.
No, his surgery's done. Everything went great. Doctor said it was amazing, blah, blah, blah.
Oh, my God. I wonder if he'll be without pain.
I don't know.
Think about that. Holy shit.
Well, you saw a picture of his fucking nerve. I mean, I never seen a nerve that pinched. It went from this down to like that, man. I wondered how it wasn't severed.
Wow.
Discover matches all of the cash back
You know, that's
at the end of your first year. Discover. Exceptionally
you
common
can't,
sense.
they'll come back.
Learn more at discover.com.
Well, unless you get them cut in half.
Limitations apply.
They come back. That's the problem. You can't just doing an ablation. They are resilient. That's why you can't get that permanent relief.
Oh, yeah.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. One Clear Choice Garage Doors for all your garage door needs. Do you know they have an $80 inspection that you should get no matter where you're moving? They check everything, hinge bolts, cables, safety mechanisms, everything. And they're just good people. OneClearChoiceDoors.com, OneClearChoiceDoors.com. 24/7 emergency service. All of their prices on the website, One Clear Choice Doors, 720-370-3987. All right, so let's go to Dee, because she came on yesterday and was holding. Barbara, wait. I didn't finish with Barbara, did I?
Our expert's available in 10 minutes for her.
Our expert in 10 minutes, Barbara. Hold on. Dee, go ahead. What's happening, Dee?
Hello, sir. Well, I have been looking for an apartment. Where I live is supposed to be a family home. I had my name on the title and everything, but it's no longer there. I have no idea.
No, wait a minute. What do you mean your name was on the title and it's no longer there? Tell me what you're talking about.
What I'm talking about is my daughter got upset with me because her son's perfect, and so she got upset and told me to move.
Now, where were you living at the time she told you to move, Dee?
I'm still there. She gave me until I.
Okay, Dee, where are you living then? Where is it? A home or is it?
It's a home. It's a home.
A single family.
Sorry, I sound like a frog because I had surgery on my throat to fix the.
It's okay, Dee. Is it a single family home?
We have 3 levels.
Okay, so you have but it's a single family home you're living in.
Oh yes, 100%.
All right, now let me get this straight. This was your home for how many years?
Since 2003.
Okay, you owned your home since 2003, and your daughter did she take you off the deed?
One time, all I know is she said something about fixing the house or something. So of course I'm going to sign because.
Okay. She your own daughter flim-flammed you out of your home.
Yes, sir.
So wait a minute. When did she have you sign the deed? Was it a closing or was it just a deed?
What do you call a
quit claim? It's called a quit claim. Q-U-I-T. I quit. Because what it means is you're quitting your claim to your home and you're assigning whatever ownership you have to your daughter. Did you do that?
Evidently, I did because my name's not on it. I'm a very trusted.
When did you sign a quit claim deed to your daughter?
They told me at the bank when I went to the bank, because I know someone there, that it was 2016.
Okay, now, and that's because, did your daughter put money into it?
I have no idea what they did.
Well, no, you said, Dee, she said she was going to fix up the house. Did she fix up the house?
Oh, they did that year before last. They did painting, put in.
All right,
windows.
so they had planned. Are they going to move into the house?
We live here.
Who's we? So she lives there too?
Yeah, her and her 2 sons and her husband.
Okay, so daughter, so they all live there, and they're asking you to move.
Yeah, because I can't get along with her son, and so, threw me out, not asked. You'll be out by next week. And then they told me, well, as soon as you find a place. And I've been looking high and low. Today's the first time I get to go.
Hold on a second. Is there equity in that home?
I don't know what there is. I have no idea.
Well, Dee, was the house paid for when you signed it over?
No.
How much did you owe on it when you signed it over in 2016?
See, I don't know. I told you. She just said that they need to do repairs.
D. Hold on. It was your home since 2003. Was she living there since 2003?
Oh, sure. All of us.
Okay. But why do you say it was your home? How do you know it was your home?
Because I signed with it. I went with her when we went looking for houses.
Did you guys buy that house together?
Yes.
How much money did you put down?
I don't remember any of that. I truly don't.
Okay, did she put who made the mortgage payments?
I gave her $600 a month, and they turned to the house and what needs to be done.
Okay. So really, hold on. So really, they've been paying the majority of the expenses.
Yes, it's divided between their son and me and them, the 2 of them.
You said there were 2 sons there.
Yeah, one's autistic. That's one that I was caring for until I lost my job because she got upset with me.
Okay, was the mortgage in your name?
I don't know what was in our name.
Okay, Dee.
I don't want to lie to you. I don't know.
I understand.
Know. Right now,
I don't know if your daughter flim-flammed you or not. It sounds to me like you guys bought that house together. You've been living there dirt cheap for all these years. You didn't put any more money into it. I don't think she's screwing you. It doesn't sound like it. Don't go by what I'm saying. It sounds like now she wants you to leave.
Well, I mean, she's kicking her mom to the curb.
Well, that's not nice. Great. No, it's not. But what I'm saying is, it's not as if mom and dad had the house forever. It was paid for. Daughter came in and flim-flammed it away. The daughter bought it with mom years ago and made the majority of all the expenses and payments. So, I mean, if we look at this in perspective, no, it is not kind, but it doesn't sound like a flim-flam to me.
No, it sounds like she was renting it for $600 a month.
And it sounds like, or she owned part of it. Who knows? All I know is, it was the deed fully in your name, and now it's not, or was it in both of your names?
It was in both of my names.
Okay, here's what she did. She had you deed your interest back to her because she said, here's what she said, Mom's a pain in the ass, and I've been paying most of the bills. Let's get her out of here. That's what they said. And the house is worth way more. Now, I'm not saying you don't have any rights. I mean, if you lived there since 2003 paying money, you probably do have rights. But here's the problem. It's going to take a lawsuit to assert those rights.
Yeah, but you know what? Right now, I don't care. I'm a Christian, and I don't care. You know what?
Well, where are you going to live?
Go ahead.
Well, that's what she's calling about.
She's calling to get help finding a place to live in. That's what we're going to do. So hold on. Hold on, we'll do that. RealCBDThatWorks.com is not just a saying. It really does work. Panacea Life Sciences. You get 30% off when you put Tom in the promo code. It's for pain, inflammation, anxiety. They even have a cosmetic line, RealCBDThatWorks.com. Oh, man, what do you do about this?
Find your place to live.
Well, this is like the case.
Hey, Mark, don't you guys have an extra room in your house?
No.
Wait, aren't the kids out?
No.
This report is sponsored by Liberty Mutual Insurance.
Remember that case where the niece ripped
Oh,
off
yeah,
the
yeah.
mom for
That was a totally different case.
$97,000?
That was a different kind of situation, I think. Yeah. She was basically renting the place for $600 a month.
Shit, it's not like the daughter. I mean, okay. But, you know, she might have some equity coming to her. But if you took off half of the payment and taxes and all that through all those years, how much does she have coming?
It doesn't even matter. She signed the house over 8 years ago.
Yeah.
She's got nothing coming, according to her.
Well, she needs to find a place to live.
That's right.
Nobody should have to pay for one-size-fits-all
what she
insurance
needs.
coverage.
All she has to do is go on.
Car and home insurance. So you don't
Okay, guys, right now, it's me.
Let's talk about your restoration. When you've had a fire, a flood, a broken pipe, an insurance incident, asbestos, mold, unattended death, even meth labs in one of your rentals. You need to be careful when you call a restoration company. It doesn't make me happy to say this, but most restoration companies suck. And they're lying, cheating, rip-offs. And I have experience on this show to tell you that. But I can tell you that one stands out among the best of them, and he is the best in my opinion, Rock, at American Restoration 24/7. He and his staff have all the EPA certifications you need for the removal of toxic mold, asbestos, and poisons from your home, and to help you mediate, stop the damage, remediate, stop the damage, and rebuild. American Restoration 24/7. Don't take a chance. They can even work with your insurance company. That's American Restoration 24/7. 877-AM-REST or online at amrest247.com. Excel Roofing, the name says it all. Excel, the first part of excellent, because that's what it is. I've known Jay Bretz the whole time I've been in Colorado as a personal friend. Our kids grew up together. I'm going to tell you this. That's not why I'm endorsing his company. I'm endorsing his company because he does things the right way. As a roofer, first, he doesn't take a dime up front, not a cent, as he says, not a cent until you're content. The other thing, he makes sure he does everything right, from the complete and full estimate with materials listed. Do you know why? So he can make sure that your insurance company is not screwing you and you get what you have coming. ExcelRoofing.com, 303-761-6400, the roofer I've used plenty of times. 303-761-6400. When it comes to retirement, it's all about income, and there's different ways to get income. You can buy an annuity. Did you know that? If you had a qualified plan or a lump sum, you can buy an annuity that'll give you income for life. You can do it over time, paying monthly. You can do it all at once in a lump sum as you get closer to retirement, or you can do overfunding of a life insurance policy where you pay more than the premium on purpose with the extra money going into a tax-free account. All of this can be learned at mymoneymyway.com. The people I trust to help you in retirement, mymoneymyway.com.
When you're sick in an urgent medical problem, the last thing you want to do is leave your home to find care. Now, thanks to Dispatch Health, you don't have to, because Dispatch Health brings the power of the hospital to the comfort of your home. That's right, receive same-day, high-quality care from expertly trained medical professionals in the comfort and privacy of your home. Just call or click, and Dispatch Health comes to you, able to treat common to complex issues, including infections, flu, pneumonia, migraines, dehydration, UTIs, COPD, COVID-19. and much more. It's really that simple. Go to
Okay,
dispatchhealth.com.
now here's the one.
More.
You're going to help me with garage
Dispatch
magic.
Health has advanced capabilities
It's just
to
coming up
deliver
and I don't
IV
have
fluids
my
and
folder
take
built yet.
X-rays in the home. It's really
I got
that
the
simple.
folder. I got the points.
They're affordable and in-network
Huh?
with most
Right,
health insurance plans, including Medicare and Medicare Advantage. So the next time you're sick
What's
or
the difference
injured,
between
stay home.
garage paint and garage magic?
Now, let me ask you, do you think there's a difference?
There's a reason that I
One's
so
garage
trust
magic
the
and
team
one's
at
garage
Aspenwood
paint.
Dental and the Colorado Dental Implant Center
Are they both
when it comes to my
like
family's
flooring?
dental care. Well, by now it's because of our personal
Those franchises.
with Doctors
Well,
Yaros,
Magic
Augustine,
is-
Son, and for me
Magic
and Kristen
is his
especially,
own
Dr.
thing.
Van Zeppelin.
You sure?
They've
Yeah,
done
he
tremendous
started
work
as
including an
kings
implant
and
for my
didn't like
wife
it, so he
that's
went off on his own.
indistinguishable from the original tooth, except that it's stronger.
They have
than
the same
original.
product?
But even before our
Pretty
experience,
much,
I
yeah.
have great
Thing in
trust
the
in
market?
Aspenwood
No,
Dental
pretty much
because
Polly
of
Spark,
hundreds
yep.
of glowing reviews.
You're getting good at pronouncing that.
Years in a row.
I know. That's why I don't know.
I know, the first time.
You got her down. I couldn't do it for the
I'm
first
very picky about whom I'll see for any kind of health care. I'm even more picky whom I'll let take care of my family. I truly believe in and trust Aspenwood
So,
Dental.
Tom, all Dean needs to do is go on and Google apartments for rent, and there'll be 1,000
If you're considering
apartments for rent
please
that
get
you
in
can
touch with
choose from.
Aspenwood for an absolutely free
I don't know what
consultation.
she's
and
all
how it all
about.
works.
Scams.
They'll never
No. I went on
regret
that when I was looking for my place.
AspenwoodDental.com.
They're not scams.
Have
you moved in yours yet?
That's my new place.
Mark, did you sign it?
Movement this Saturday and Sunday at the Arapahoe County Fairgrounds. You won't find a bigger or better selection of new handguns, hard to find used firearms, tons of ammo, scopes, AR accessories.
Well, when I was looking for a place, a temporary place, I went on
I got
this
it in my list.
Your
That's all.
purchase before you buy.
There were 1,000 places that
at the
you know,
Tanner Gun
I
Show
got,
in Aurora. Tickets available at
listings
the door or get them online at TannerGunShow.com.
For your back, neck, and joint pain, visit Spine1.com for
That's
a
all she has to do.
now.
Knock it out, her.
Spine1.com.
Quiet, cool, right?
Denver's talk station. Online at khout.com.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Harris Family Law. Hope you don't need them. They're divorce attorneys. Harris Family Law attorneys. They'll do any part of the divorce you want. It's called unbundled services, as much or as little as you want. One great thing about Harris Family Law is that they do collaborative law to keep prices down. They actually agree with the other side. They get them to agree not to file anything and to do everything outside of court to save money until the final filing. 303-515-5000. It's family law the new way. Harris Family Law, 303-515-5000. All right, let's talk. And, Suze, you want me to – oh, okay, D. So, D, here's what we know, that you bought a home with your daughter in 2003. You were on the deed with her. She took you off the deed in 2016. You've been paying $600 a month to live there. Now she wants you to leave. You're not so much caring about any equity left behind or anything because you've been living there pretty cheap all these years. You just need help getting a place to live. Now, Dee, does your daughter even talk to you right now, or is it pretty contentious?
I don't know what that word, sorry, so contentious means.
Well, is there a lot of heat and conflict, or do you guys get along?
Just when we have to speak about matters or whatever.
Okay, so here's the deal. You want to know what to do. Have you looked at places?
At one place today. I'm scheduled to be there at 1. That's why I told the lovely lady that
okay.
I spoke with a while ago that I had to be there at 1 o'clock, and I live over here by Tower and Smith Road. Sorry.
She wants some advice on looking at these places,
right.
what to look for,
D,
Tom.
D, first I want to ask you a few questions. What's your income like?
8 plus 900 less.
Your income is $900 a month?
Just less than that.
You're not going to be able to afford anything.
Well, I'm going to be under the Social Security. What is it that they do for you, subsidized?
Okay, Section 8?
Right.
Okay,
I
good.
don't know what it is. I've never been on it.
Okay. Do you already have your voucher?
No, I don't know what that is. I'm speaking with the lady from Arapahoe County.
You know, she's working with housing already. You're working with Arapahoe County Housing?
Arapahoe County. They gave me a whole list, but I'm doing the work.
Who are you working with? Is it a commercial operation or a government?
No, like I said again, Arapahoe County.
The county?
Yes, Arapahoe County.
Okay. Now, here's what you the most important thing. If they gave you the list, is it a list of subsidized housing?
Yes.
Okay. If it's an approved list by Arapahoe County, you don't have to worry too much about what I was going to tell you, and that is never give a deposit or don't sign anything until you know that they actually own the place, because there are a lot of rental scams that take money on places they don't own, and they actually rent it out and then disappear. So you don't have to worry about that if you're really working with Arapahoe County. You have the name and a number at somebody at Arapahoe County, right?
Yes, I do. A new
Good.
person now.
Good. So what you really want to look out for is what kind of subsidizing and if you can afford it. I mean, that's the bottom line. And if it's on their list, if it's subsidized, do you know how much they're going to subsidize you, Dee?
30%.
How much?
I'll pay 30%.
Okay, good. That's wonderful that you've gone this far. So really, I think what you should do now is look and then call us, because there's no reason, unless you really love it, to sign when you see it. But what you should do... Go ahead.
One thing first, though. Okay. Let me just finish telling you what the problem is. I filled out and gone places. Everybody except for the people I'm going today that I'm third on the list is a year to 2 years. I don't have a year to 2 years.
Oh, there's a waiting list. Oh,
yes.
My goodness.
Yes. So it's not that there's not places. It's that there's that big of a waiting place. And where I'm going today, off of Alameda and east of Sheridan, it's on 9th Avenue.
There's nothing we can do about a waiting list if there's a waiting list. That's the problem. Unless someone can tell us a place that's subsidized.
Right.
Okay, Dee, hold on. Get her number. If anyone knows, and we've done this before, and maybe Angel's Help knows. I don't know if she keeps in touch with stuff like that, but she's on a referral list and helps people with services. If you know of a place subsidized that it does not have a waiting list, let us know. This is a dire situation for Dee. Call us at 303-MARTINO at any time, 303-627-8466. Now, Craig, what's going on with you, Craig? What's happening?
Hey, Tom, how are you?
Good, man. Thanks for waiting. What's going on?
So I've got a question about colonoscopy procedures.
Yes.
So the wife went in. She was having some issues internally, so it was recommended that she get her examination, or I guess her colonoscopy done for preventative to see what was going on there. So we called to make sure that it was all going to be paid by the insurance company. Everybody said yes.
What insurance do you have?
She has, or at the time we had separate. It was, gosh darn it, why can't I find it right now? I'm sorry.
All right, go ahead. And what happened?
Bright Health.
Bright Health.
Bright?
Yeah, Bright
okay.
Health.
Bright's out of business now, right?
Oh, I have no idea.
Well, I thought they are, but okay. So what happened?
Okay, so they found something while they were doing the procedure, and I'm gonna kill the word diverticulosis or something like that.
Yeah, diverticulitis,
okay.
Right? Okay.
So now they're saying rather than being preventative, it's actually a procedure. So my question is, when we're doing a colonoscopy, the insurance company pays to prevent things. If they don't actually do anything but find something, how is that a procedure? Because now they're actually coming after us.
Well, it shouldn't be a procedure. If they found it, it's still diagnostic. Did they do any treatment?
Not that I'm aware of.
Then they coded it wrong, man. Then they're coding it wrong because they shouldn't charge you.
Wouldn't they typically fix that while they're in there?
No, diverticulitis is not something you fix with a snip.
Well, diverticulosis is a
losis,
condition.
thank you.
Diverticulitis is an inflammation or an infection of the diverticulosis.
So it's called diverticulitis, right?
No. If it's an infection, it's diverticulitis. If you have little blebs on the colon, it's diverticulosis.
Okay.
So if these little...
All right, good. So which one is it? Do you know?
It doesn't matter. They did a diagnostic procedure.
Yeah, but hold on.
Right,
but the
diagnostic.
what if one of them was diverticulosis, where is that something they can remove, so to speak?
No.
Oh, okay. So either way, it was diagnostic. Let's call Integra Insurance. I have an idea. Let's call Integra Insurance to see how that works. 303-713-8255. Listen, it's really important that when you are looking for help, you go to referralist.com. Like this woman looking for rentals, we don't have anybody that can help you with rentals, but you can always call for advice, for example, our property management companies or people like that. We have more coming up.
So if you have little blisters, little pockets on your intestine, that's diverticulosis.
Got it.
If one of them gets infected, that's diverticulitis.
Along the eastbound lanes of I-70, an accident with the two right lanes blocked.
Yep, that's happened to me twice.
Did you have diverticulitis?
Yeah.
Wow.
Just give me an antibiotic.
Yeah.
I was at scout camp. And
Now also we have
you're eating so much grain and like energy bars and things. And they little feed or something.
Yeah, it gets stuck in there. But in either case, this is a diagnostic procedure. No questions asked. She did not go in there with a diagnosis ahead of time. So this should be a slam dunk.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Are you a safe driver? Are you looking to save money? With DriveWise from Allstate, the safer you drive, the more you can save. At Allstate, better protection costs a whole lot less. Visit Allstate.com or call an agent for a quote today.
Let's talk. I love talking about.
I love talking about garage coatings. You know why? Because it's something that just makes a garage. And Mark, I believe you had these guys at your house.
Oh my God, 2-3 times. What I love is their light.
Garage Kings.
That's right.
One of the coatings we recommend, Garage Kings, a lifetime warranty on materials and labor, veteran owned and operated. They have military discounts, never money down. You pay when you're done. Commercial and residential guaranteed. They say the lowest price at the best material from Pueblo to Fort Collins. GarageKings.com, 720-252-0370, 720-252-0370, GarageKings.com. All right, let's talk about personal injury. It's not something that you want, obviously, but you need someone who will pay attention to you when you do have a personal injury. And here's the bottom line. John Fuller has a smaller law firm by design. He wants to control and look over and help with every single case. He has a team of experts, but he's there for you. He gives you his cell phone number, and he gives you personalized attention, and that's where you're never just a number. Fuller Law. Remember John Fuller. He'll evaluate your case free of charge. He works on contingency, and you really need to check him out on referralist.com. That's John Fuller, Fuller Law, and I like to say he's my personal injury expert, okay? And really, he can be your accident lawyer at myaccidentlawyer.co. That stands for Colorado. myaccidentlawyer.co, 303-597-4500.
Are you one of the...
That's what we say about getting jaded. What are we saying about getting jaded?
Hearing all these things.
Oh no, because this is this is insurance, which is totally different than than a medical issue. This is a simple slam dunk. They just coded it wrong, and there's no reason why this one phone call should take care of this. Tom, who's Eminem Home Services? I remember
Garage Kings.
Oh, okay.
No one appreciates the American dream as much as Romanian immigrant Mitch Floria. He arrived with just
campaign. Get started. Art of Granite now serves the entire Front Range and mountain communities. A direct stone importer who passes wholesale prices on to his customers for all countertops. Completed in just 2 weeks, including quartz. Bathroom free when you have the kitchen done. Tear out and haul away free. Get a price on the phone. 303-386-5919. TheArtofGranite.com. Plan on good health.
But you can plan long-term care coverage to give peace of mind to you and your family. Hey, it's Mandy Connell, and a great way to learn about long-term care is to join my friends from 525 Advisors for their upcoming free long-term care planning live webinar this Thursday afternoon at 4. You'll learn so much. 525 Advisors will explain how long-term care works, what the coverage pays for, and you'll discover all the new options and different ways to fund the plan. They even have plans with lifetime benefits that pay you back.
Garage Kings. The Garage Kings and Garage Magic are two different companies.
Just like they're doing for my husband.
I have Michael Seda on to answer the question. I assume we could get that in before the top of the hour. It seemed like a quick, easy thing.
Long-term care coverage gives you.
Yes.
Free live webinar this Thursday afternoon at 4.
Did you hear back, Mark, babe, from Suzanne about the extra credit card key? No. Okay.
I can send you a key on mine. Like if I say, hey, go to my house, first I can open my garage door, of course. And then I can send your phone a key so you can drive whatever car I program to you. Just like sending a text.
So this is my key when you send it to me.
Yeah. That's
so
right.
I put it there.
Yep. You just have it with you. It connects to Bluetooth when you get close to it.
Huh? Nice. But I can, yeah, I have that too. Mine can also make coffee.
Just the way Mark likes it. But he can't have any of yours.
Pretty good, bro. I remember that as my back.
It's got a spa too in the back.
Yeah.
Hot tub.
Hey, Mark, so how's it feel to be over 50 now?
I feel like I'm 40. Are you over 50? I'm 50.
Yeah, he's 3 days away. He's like 5 days over 50.
Yeah, you're right. He's right.
That's true. That's
He's on the downhill
He's in
slope.
his 51st year.
He's just hit
No, I'm exactly half life.
No, you were half-life 3 days ago.
That's true.
Now you're on the downhill
We
slope.
hope it's half right. We hope you live to 100.
Well, you guys won't be around.
Tom Martin, your troubleshooter,
303-713-TALK, 713-8255. All right, so Barbara called, and she has a GMC. It's a pretty nice Denali she's had, 5,000 miles on it. It's a 2017. She took it to AutoNation for an oil change, and I have Michael with us, Michael Seda from Michael's Auto Body in Castle Rock, and unfortunately, he's someone I know very well. Because I have a daughter. Anyway, so Michael, and I should say so does Mark. But by the way, Michael, when it comes to, I want to ask you this damage here. This had his sunroof partially open and it got drenched. She said the headliner was drenched. It was dripping. They wiped it up. She took it back. They sucked it out and air blew it. She wants to know, is there any long-term damage to look forward to? How many days, Barbara, was it soaked?
Just not long. Within hours, he had it back in.
What is your question, Barbara? You want to know?
My question is, should we're trying to get a letter from them, so if any electrical or mildew or anything starts coming back, they are responsible for it, and they're balking at that.
No, they're not going to do that because they don't want to put themselves on a line for anything that could happen. I want to ask you something, Barbara. Do you have a control console center front above windshield?
Yes.
You do. What's up there? The sunroof control. What else?
The sunroof control.
Lights.
Lights.
Everything working right now?
Yes.
All right. So, Michael, is there anything preventive she can do, or do you expect that it caused a problem? Let's say it was soaked for 3 hours.
I don't see any problem here, Tom. Honestly, it happens a lot in hailstorms when the sunroofs blow out of the cars, and we have never seen any adverse effect of the water in the electrical system up on top. All of the plugs that are in the vehicle do have a O-ring inside them. They are virtually watertight. If she's not seeing any issues immediately after, I would highly doubt she's going to see anything long-term wise.
Hey, Barbara, Michael is really good at what he does, and I would take him at his word because he's handled so many of these things.
You know, my concern is like people that their cars get flooded and stuff. It drops the value in them.
You know, hold on. This is not a flood, and you'd be crazy to even mention it,
No,
Barbara.
I know that, but it's water damage. And
Yeah,
water damage can decrease
No, it's
the
not
value of
water
the car.
damage. No, it's not water damage. It's water. Water damage is when the water damages. The water was on there for less than 4 hours, less than 3 hours possibly, and they got it all out and they sucked it out. And right now everything is working. So it doesn't seem, and first of all that metal is resistant to corrosion. As he said, the electrical system is pretty much impervious to it because of where it's located. I mean, like I said, I'm not looking, I know, Barbara, I don't know if you have a problem here. Now, it's good to keep track of it, so if a problem comes up in the future, then you don't have to have a letter from them. If in 1 year from now you had major electrical problems in that console above the windshield and you documented this happened, you don't have to have a letter to go back after them.
Well, that's what I'm trying to do is document it, but they need to sign it that it was.
They're not going to sign anything. What happens if you ran it into a swimming pool tomorrow?
Barbara, you're not going to get anything documented. You document it with your date and time and go on and get a podcast and download the podcast from us. I'm not kidding, Barbara. You're asking them to do something they're not going to do.
I'm asking them to be responsible for running a car through a washer.
Okay.
And they had
Okay, Barbara. Listen, I'm not disagreeing with you on it shouldn't happen. But what is responsible? They cleaned it. They sucked it out. They air dried it. Being responsible is not signing something saying if anything ever happens, we're going to take care of it. What you do now is you be responsible. You download the podcast. You make notes. They'll hold up in court most of the time. You make notes. And then if something comes up, it comes up. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I mean, it just doesn't. You can't, what do you mean responsible? You don't even know if they're responsible because nothing happened yet. You're asking to acknowledge it? I mean, you can acknowledge it. You can get a witness to it. You and your husband both acknowledge it. So, Michael, what I'd like to ask you at Michael's Auto Body, why I have you, is when it comes to hailstorms like that, how do you dry it out? And is there anything that you treat it with after you dry it out?
So basically everything that's soaked in water gets removed from the vehicle and dried out independently of the car. And then we spray an antimicrobial on the backside of any of the fabric areas of that headliner. There's an antimicrobial that goes on behind it. That's really it.
Okay.
I think her big concern is this idea of the car flooding. The car didn't flood, just like you said. When the water on these flood vehicles raises up inside the vehicle, it starts to rust the underside of them. It hits the control modules where it starts to really do some damage, and it's the standing water that's the issue. If it's a short deal where it's immediately taken out and mitigated, it's not an issue.
Okay.
If it's sits in water for a week, that's an issue.
Okay, thank you. That's Michael's Auto Body, 303-660-3425, a great body shop, 660-3425. Now, Barbara, if one thing I would do, Barbara, is maybe ask what they did and make sure that they sprayed an antimicrobial or insist that they do it. Check with them and call us back.
You guys keep hearing me talk about
she's asking for way too much.
Well, I know why she's asking, and I get it, but you don't need a letter from them acknowledging
when something happens, then you deal with it.
Because I see the feedback. I hear about the orders they show some interested in this is the latest batch of their maximum meat bombs.
Well, just
what's it even matter? Extra 200 milligrams. I mean, I have no idea what happened, but believe me, in the studio.
Yeah. Okay.
Also, I want to let you know that
Were they both on the whole? I just saw it right now, so I don't know.
Promo code Dave.
I don't think so.
30% off your next order. The more and more I learn about CBD, the more thankful I become.
So Biden is now saying it's corporate greed causing prices to go up. Corporate greed, Mark. It's not his fault. Corporate greed. Just call it like it is.
It's Tom Martino, the Troubleshooter, mornings at 10, streaming live on our free iHeartRadio app.
The CDC believes that mandate is still necessary. ABC's Gio Benito. In the meantime, infection rates are climbing across 33 states and territories, driven by the new Omicron subvariant BA.2.12.
Oh, BA.2.12. No one's ever said anything about the mortality rate with BA.2.12. It's less than the normal flu.
Is expected to start this week. ABC's Terry Moran.
We are so deficient of
people are so over COVID.
No. Not the please control me liberals.
Most people. No,
the anti-free speech, please control me.
Yes, but the general
population. The cry of the liberals. Please, Big Pharma, help us. Control me.
The general population is just over COVID.
Control me. Government control. Government control. No peace and unity. Government control. Control speech that disagrees with me so my ears don't get hurt. Help me. My ears are getting hurt. You didn't pronoun me.
They are not. So that is a false claim. There is no basis to make that assertion. It's not there.
You want another water? You're good? Okay.
China to send police and forces there to assist in maintaining social order. Tom Rivers, ABC News, at the Foreign Desk.
A lawsuit in Georgia could force GOP Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene to testify about the attack on the U.S. Capitol, making her the first member of Congress to be questioned under oath about the January 6th riot. A group of voters filed a lawsuit.
Play golf yesterday, Don?
No, I have a bunch. I play usually later on in the season. We have a men's league.
Oh.
Right now, just some guys want to play a little bit of poker, but it's not really. These guys want to play 5-10 poker, and it's like not even poker because you can't bluff somebody for $10.
Yeah.
It's really we used to do it more as I do more as a social thing because I don't really consider poker for $10. It has to hurt a little bit.
People who get it. Find out more at cdw.com/service. Liberty Mutual Insurance Company presents.
How'd you do on Monday night?
I won 1,300.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Had a good night.
You did good on Saturday night up the hill.
Yeah.
You won 1,300 from your buddies. Can they keep inviting you back?
Well, like my friend Stu says, the money has no home. It just goes around. 1 week you win, 1 week you lose.
K-How News Time, 12:03. A town hall was held in Aurora last night about the city's consent decree. The decree came about following the death of Elijah McClain. The Attorney General's office found practices of racial bias and excessive use of force with the departments. Jeff Schlanger is the CEO of the company doing the monitoring.
If we as monitors do our job correctly, the benefits for residents and public safety officers alike will long outlast our presence here.
He says they will continue to hold periodic meetings to get input and feedback from the community. State lawmakers want to make daylight saving time permanent in Colorado. The state Senate passed House Bill 1297 yesterday. The bill would allow the state to establish daylight saving time as Colorado's permanent time zone if federal law is changed to allow it. At least 4 other states in the Mountain Time Zone would also have to make the change before the bill would take effect. The bill now goes to Governor Polis for his signature.
Why would other states have to agree to it? Arizona is on
impact traffic.
Oh, I know, because they're on standard time.
Right.
We should go on standard time.
Yeah, why wouldn't we want to get daylight savings time? That's the part I didn't understand.
Because people don't know what it means. They don't realize the consequences. Standard time is what we should be on.
Why?
Because it fits in better with your circadian rhythm. It fits in better with people's lifestyles.
What's standard?
Daylight standard time.
Yeah, but so what is it? It's an hour later, right?
Right now it would be
an hour.
We're on daylight savings time, right? So it really should be 11 o'clock, not 12 o'clock.
I never understood why they fucked with the clock.
Well, because in the old days they felt it would give farmers more time to work the crops, and kids would be able to do it after school, and all sorts of weird reasons.
But why is the law in Colorado to keep
Standard time.
Well, no.
I mean, to keep daylight
Why
savings
is
and
it?
not standard. Yeah. You would think they would just say keep standard time.
Right. I don't know, because people, now people see, look, we've got an extra hour of sunlight, it's summertime, everybody's in this, that's what I'm trying to think of.
But do you realize if we kept this? Okay, no,
My name's Joe
we keep
Cornell.
this time.
Sometimes in divorce, courts require
As the days get shorter,
pay to the other party.
night will come later anyway, right?
Right.
Usually this order can be modified in certain circumstances, but such modifications are often
So do you think that, but even if the law passes, I was told,
with such matters.
it still won't
That's
mean
our
it.
business.
Well, they just said that other states in the mountain time zone have to agree. I don't understand why. Is that what they said?
Yeah, I think so.
Reach out to Tom Martino. And the federal has to pass it.
Yeah, but Arizona's on standard time.
So then why are we bothering?
We should just be on standard time, and then we don't have to worry about other states. Arizona did it unilaterally. I think they wanted to.
Denver's Talk Station has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Bills. That's bills. Enter it now at khow.com.
You need advice so you don't have to lose. Come running just as fast as we can. Troubleshooter's gonna help you come running.
This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino on 630 KHOW.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show. This hour brought to you by Renew Home Innovations for beautiful bathrooms and showers and tubs. They can do the whole bath, or they can do the shower or the tub, or a tub-shower combination. They have wonderful custom designs. Now, you can pick from an array of templates or customize it any way you want. These showers are wonderful as you get older. They don't have thresholds to stumble or walk over. Walkers work great with them, wheelchairs, or of course just anyone has easier access. Renew Home Innovations, American Standard products, which are beautiful, and they look just like stone walls without any maintenance whatsoever. Renew Home Innovations, special financing and special deals for seniors and veterans. 303-904-2000. 303-904-2000. Welcome to the show. I'm Tom Martino. I have Empower Reverse with me. We had another question on reverse here. Mark Massey is with Empower Reverse Mortgage, one of the lenders we fully endorse here. And we, how do you get out of reverse loan? Somebody says, first and foremost, the first question is, can you refinance it?
Yes, you can refinance.
So if your equity goes up, you can actually refi to get more equity.
Exactly.
Okay, now, what if you want to leave? How do you get out of a reverse loan? We don't really explore this a lot, but I'm talking about not death, but just wanting to leave, move to Florida, go somewhere.
Yeah, as long as like you're saying, it's not an event that happened through, but it's a normal loan. So you would just pay off the loan, however you would pay off, like
with the accrued interest.
Right. So, if you get another loan to be able to pay it off, or you win the lottery and you want to pay it off,
or you just sell it and pay it off.
Sell it and pay it off.
And very seldom will a loan go beyond the value of a home. I know a lot of people think it does, but that's actually a rare event.
Well, and the great news with the reverse loan is, again, you can't go upside down. So if it does, they can't come after you, nor can they come after your heirs to pay that shortfall.
EmpowerReverse.com. Let's go to the phones. Suze, who should I take? Okay. Good. We have Jared over at Integra Insurance Group. They're our health insurance experts. They help us with a lot of questions. Jared, this is a weird one. Craig's wife went in for a colonoscopy, all right, while she's in the and it was going to be paid for as a diagnostic procedure. I had one done not long ago. My insurance paid. They're pretty good at paying for them. But while they're in there, they diagnosed her with diverticulitis. So they changed the coding and made it a procedure as opposed to a diagnostic. Yet they did no procedure. Craig, did they do any treatment whatsoever?
No. So I've got a thing here that says findings. She had a few small mouth diverticula found in her colon, and it said the impression is that word again. I forget. I'm sorry. And the only recommendation they had was she should continue a high-fiber diet indefinitely.
Okay, so
that's it.
They found diverticulitis. Did they cut out any polyps?
You don't get polyps with diverticulitis.
Hold on. Can you have polyps in addition to diverticulitis, Doc? I asked the question, did they take out any polyps?
No, obviously they didn't.
Well, did they or didn't they? Craig, you never mentioned that.
They didn't see any polyps.
Okay. I want to know a couple things. First, Jared, when does something become not diagnostic but procedural? Had they taken out polyps, a lot of people have colonoscopies where they sniff a polyp. If they do that, is that then considered a procedure?
Well, yes. Well, and actually the terminology is when you go in for colonoscopy, it's preventative. And if they do find a polyp or something that actually, as what you were saying earlier, it turns into diagnostic. And what that means now is
where it turns into procedural, I mean. That's what.
Yeah. Diagnostic or procedural, same thing, yeah. Because preventative is preventative.
Oh, I see.
Find something that turns into diagnostic, and now it's not coded as preventative, so you do have to pay for the procedure.
Are you kidding? So you've seen this before?
Oh, a million times. It happens all the time.
So if it's preventative, then it's preventive, and that's it. But if they find something, it turns out to be diagnostic because it didn't prevent anything.
Correct. And it's a diagnosis. And so what that does is it's coded.
So Craig, where you're confused is a diagnosis is a procedure.
Right.
Can I ask a question about that, though? Here's what I don't understand. If we're doing this as a society, right, to prevent disease, okay, if we're even taking out a polyp, by taking out that polyp, aren't we preventing a disease?
Yes.
So why is that becoming a procedure?
It's becoming a procedure because it's diagnostic. They went in and found it. They made a diagnosis of a polyp, and they removed it. There are times, by the way, you can have diagnostics coupled with procedures, and but you're going to pay for the procedure.
Correct.
So we called the insurance company.
Craig, let me give you an example. Craig, let's say you were doing a colonoscopy, and while they're doing it, they notice skin cancer on the anus. And now, I don't want to make a joke. I really mean this because that has happened before. It's a place no dermatologist normally finds because they don't normally examine there. I'm serious now. And it's really serious. That is no longer a diagnostic. No longer a preventive. Even if they remove the skin cancer, it is a procedure. And Craig, it doesn't matter if you understand it or not, because if Jared is telling us it happens thousands of times, we're not going to change it.
Yeah. Yeah. No.
Hey, Jared, I have a question.
But don't you have regular health insurance that would cover the procedure part or part of it?
It would be under the deductible, wouldn't it?
But Jared,
yes.
Jared, they didn't do a procedure. They did a diagnostic colonoscopy, and they just had
hold on.
to find it.
Doc, I think Jared here is the pro when it comes to coding. He said it's called preventive, meaning they're not even intending to diagnose anything. Because when they say it's clear, it's not a diagnosis. It's a condition. And when they say you have something, they have diagnosed it. You don't diagnose good health.
I agree with you.
Okay, so they diagnosed something, and it became a diagnosis. I can see that after Jared explained it. But, Craig, how much is this going to cost? What kind of a deductible do you have?
Well, it's about $1,300.
How much is the whole thing? How much did the whole thing cost?
About $1,300. It's not going to kill us.
Wait. The whole thing cost... So you have to cover the whole thing because it's under your deductible.
That's correct. Yep.
Okay, I get it. Wow.
Yep.
And so, unfortunately, this happens with my clients constantly, and there's nothing that you can do. It's stated in your insurance. Once it becomes diagnostic, it's no longer preventative, and you do have to pay it towards your deductible.
Thanks, Obama.
We called the insurance company, and they told us to call the surgery center to have them change it to diagnostic, and the surgery center.
No, you are charged for diagnosis. They meant to change it to preventive.
Yeah, I'm sorry. You're right. Yep.
And if they can't, because they would be committing insurance fraud. That's why. It was no longer preventive. Something is preventive. Look, if you go into your car for preventive maintenance, you go in to change your transmission fluid, and in the process of doing so, it's preventive. Let's say you had a service contract that does all preventive and regular maintenance, and they find metal shavings in the transmission, and they say, uh-oh, we're going to have to put in some new gears. They're not covering it because it changed the nature of what they were doing. It was no longer preventive maintenance. 303-713-8255. We have more coming up. I'm Troubleshooter Tom Martino. I want to tell you about SaferNet because it's very important you know about it. I had this come up on my... I got a flash saying, danger. This site's dangerous. SaferNet was saving me. SaferNet is an app that runs in the background on your phone, on your computer, on your laptop, on your tablet, whatever you have. You download it from safernet.com. It runs in the background. It only costs a couple dollars a month for each device. And it prevents all hacking, viruses, malware, ransomware. Yeah, safernet.com.
The whole thing is just confusing to me.
It's confusing to everyone. That's why they do it.
So the only people that get paid for colonoscopy are people who have a clean colonoscopy with no findings.
Because it's preventive. It's not meant. It's not meant to pay for diagnosis. I mean, I know it's stupid because the intent wasn't to diagnose, and they didn't do any more effort, did they?
No.
Well, they're going to say they did. They're going to say it took more effort.
No. I don't think the problem's with the surgery center. The problem's with the insurance company. The surgery center said, look, we went in, we found diverticulosis.
Yeah, but they're going to say they had to have a doctor diagnose it. It's a whole different ballgame. That's what they're going to say. I mean, look, what if somebody felt something, went in for a colonoscopy, and they knew they had something? But then they try to get it written off because it's... See, I would say, had they done something about it, like snipping polyps.
I had a polyp snipped and Medicare paid for it. Well, Medicare is different, obviously.
No, I heard people had polyps that got their regular insurance to pay for it too.
Yeah.
I'm confused, but
visit online, GayHasTheBuyers.com. That's GayHasTheBuyers.com.
People tune into this show every day for advice, and I got some advice for you. If you have a homeowner's claim on anything wrong with your house, any kind of a claim, whether it be the big fires or fringe damage from the fires or pipes that burst or any kind of an event where you're going to make a claim on your insurance, don't call your insurance company before talking to a public adjuster, or at the very best, after you talk to your insurance, call them. No matter what, have the claim reviewed free of charge by Public Insurance Adjusters of Colorado. It won't ever do you any harm, and there's no obligation. Public Insurance Adjusters of Colorado will look at your claim and say, we can help you with this, meaning they can see where your insurance is going to screw you. And if they say they can help you, they'll get you more money than you can ever get on your... If they say, hey, no big deal, it's simple, go ahead, then you have their blessing. But at least check with them. Public Insurance Adjusters work for consumers, not for insurance companies. 720-715-0000. 720-715-0000. CoClaims.com. We talk about real estate probably every show. I'm serious. And here's what you need to know about real estate. If you're going to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars, wouldn't it be smart to have an attorney for a few $100? O'Brien Legal Services, both commercial and residential. They'll review documents for you. They'll help you with closing docs. They can even help you with any border disputes, eminent domain, easements, deed restrictions, covenants. Call them for any real estate issue. OLSlaw.com. 720-370-7388.
Get ready to travel again at the Denver Travel Adventure Show. Discover thousands of vacation options from around the world and plan your next trip. 2 days only, April 30th and May 1st at the Colorado Convention Center. Buy discounted tickets now at
So maybe there's 3 different codes. One is preventative, one is diagnostic, and one is procedural.
If you have questions about your roof, call Excel Roofing.
That's
It is confusing.
What?
It is confusing.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah. The owner of Excel. This is our 29th year in business. When you need someone to help you with your roof,
So then, in that case, Doc, you think it would be, should be up to the surgery center to say, X percent is...
No, they should say it was diagnostic, not preventative. Because it was diagnostic. You go in there for diagnostic colonoscopy, make sure everything is okay. Preventative doesn't mean anything. It's not preventing anything. The only people who would get paid then are people who have a clean colonoscopy, which makes no sense to me.
They could do a hell of a job if they would just explain it to you in the beginning.
Yeah.
Because the first and the third aren't confusing. It's the middle one that creates the confusion. They can say, hey, look, you know, if we find something, it changes to this, and you're going to have to pay.
Right.
You know, if they would have just, you know, medical hadn't adjusted yet to being the good communicators about, you know, you're trying to create the laws to make them tell you what's going to happen. But in that situation, it could change while you're under, and you wouldn't know, right? That's what's
Right, you don't know.
I don't have a choice. Right. They take the choice completely out of it. They don't get to wake you up and say, hey.
Hey, we're going to have to charge you. Oh, no.
No.
All right.
Stop where you are.
The ongoing invasion of Ukraine. The long-running tennis tournament begins June 27th. I'm Jimmy Hafford. DraftKings Sportsbook is an official sports betting partner of the NFL. You can download DraftKings Sportsbook today and people that have been on sports for a special offer wins.
Can't hold. Sometimes it's, you know, it's a long time, depending on how he decides he wants to take the calls.
Colorado can save itself from being further ravaged by legalized marijuana, including the surge in teens.
Sometimes, Susie, you'll put in yellow, she'll put the time that they called, so it helps Tom, you know, see who's been on the line. Yeah.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. So, let's talk, Ira. What's going on with you? We have lines open at 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Ira, what's going on?
Hey, Tom. I'm down here in Colorado Springs. Had an unusual situation Monday night. My wife was shopping at Costco, and when she left her debit card and her Costco membership card on the counter when she left. Didn't realize that till yesterday morning. But what happened was somebody picked up her card and membership card. They did some shopping. They went back to the store about an hour later and started doing some shopping. They bought 2 iPads and some lights to the tune of about $2,500. And then they attempted to go to the other Costco and purchase another computer for about $2,000, which didn't go through. So I've got my bank. I've got all the transactions. The bank is going to reimburse me, but the transactions, I've got all the timelines. I'm working with Costco and trying to wait for the police to call me back to file a report. But if I file a report and we find these people, I'm thinking that if somebody right after she checked out, and if they can look at the surveillance and see who that was, timeline, check their tapes to see what person their membership was that to find out their information. Maybe we can track this down to find out who these people were.
Did they use your wife's card, or did they her Costco card, or just her credit?
Yeah.
All right. So let's say for argument, Ira. Let's say for argument's sake, you find him. Now what?
Well, I'm filing a police report.
Okay.
All
right.
Get these people
it would be a crime. It's a crime. You're right. You should. If you can find out who they are, you should file a police report. I would. I mean, they're crooks. But what else? Anything else?
I don't know if there's anything else beyond this. I'm just aggravated
like what?
as all get out. I'm aggravated because of the inconvenience that yesterday and today I'm chasing down, trying to put this all together.
Well, you don't have to put anything together. You decided to do that. You were already reimbursed by your bank. Your financial losses stopped at that point. When you made the choice to pursue it further, and you inconvenience yourself, if you're thinking you can go after them for that, I don't think you can. You're the one that chose to do that.
Yeah, and that's what I just think. But
I would be pissed off too. I'd want to get him in trouble, and I'd want to go through with it. But as far as civil damages to you, you don't have any. If you're saying, well, I do have a civil damage because I had to go and track him down. No, you didn't. You already got your money. There was no reason to track him down. It's up to Costco to track him down. It's up to the bank to, you could have called police and just filed a report. None of them would have been tracked down. You took it upon yourself to do it. So I don't see how you would collect that from them. I'm not saying that, you shouldn't be pissed. Of course you should be pissed. But there's nothing. Now, had you not been reimbursed or you had other damages, well, yeah, the perpetrators are negligent. Excuse me. Yeah, they're actually more than negligent, criminally negligent. So they went ahead and they ripped you off. But thank goodness you were 100% reimbursed, right?
Yeah.
Do you think here's what's really going to be a kick in the teeth? When you find them, if you do, the police aren't going to arrest them.
So my futile attempt to file a report and all that.
Do you think they'll be arrested?
That's what I doubt. I mean, that's.
Look, here's the sad situation. Most crime is not prosecuted anymore.
Okay.
That's the sad commentary on America. Now, there's different things that are more serious than others, and obviously violence, you would think that's going to be enforced, other things like that. But it's too bad. I can't believe someone found those and actually used them. God, of all the luck, because many, I would like to think in most cases people would just return them,
Oh, absolutely. But, there's people out there that have no morals.
Are you coming close to tracking the people down?
Well, I'm still working with Costco on and giving them some more information today.
But I thought Costco is supposed to have security measures in place. Like, don't you have a photo on your card, on your Costco card?
Yes, you do. Yeah, but they don't check that. They just check the receipt when you go out. So they see your receipt and your items. They just check it, they scratch it, and that's the way you go.
No, I'm talking about at checkout when you hand them your card.
Well, yeah, because what they did is they went through the self-checkout. So they did it. So they just they just scanned the card.
I got it. I didn't realize they had a self-checkout at Costco.
Yeah, yes, they do. Yeah, and so they just scanned her number, and then they put in their card, run it as credit, and went right on through.
Wow. They have, they have video of that.
Yes, and that's what I'm working with them on, the video. So,
but how would you even find out who they are, even if you have the video?
Well, they've got to be, I'm thinking of somebody that might have been right directly after my wife checked out, that they could see who picked up those cards, possibly. And if they could, I'm thinking then they made their own purchase with their own card, and if Costco could check their receipts, they could find that member number and track it down to information.
Yeah, you're dreaming, bro.
Yeah,
you're really dreaming. If you think Costco's going to do that, man, we've had banks where people went in and cashed bad checks on our account. They were so obviously fraudulent. Vectra Bank, by the way. And they wouldn't go after them. And in fact, when police found them, at our insistence, because we did our own investigations, when police found them, Vectra would not prosecute. Remember that, Mark? Vectra would not take part in it. Imagine, it's like Vectra is saying, come and steal from our people, we don't care. What is it? What is it about economic crime nowadays and shoplifting that no one wants to prosecute?
This guy's on the wrong track, though, man. He's whole. Costco's whole.
Right.
This is between the credit card bank.
How's Costco whole?
That's it.
How's Costco whole?
What do you mean, how are they whole?
They sold merchandise and didn't get paid for it.
Well, then it's between Costco and the bank.
And the police.
And that's it. This guy's out of it.
No, he is out of it. The bank stopped payment. He got reimbursed. So Costco's the victim. You know, that happened one time when I was pissed off at someone using a fraudulent credit card. Somebody called me and said they have it on. It was an employee of one of these athletic shoe places using someone's credit card. And you saw them on camera buying shoes. But the credit card company reimbursed the consumer. The credit card company paid the merchant. There was no victim except the credit card company. The consumer got their money. The merchant got their money.
But
the credit card company would not press charges.
Well, don't you have to make an economical decision, though? I mean, if you have to have your employee now take a day off, become a witness in a court case, at some point you just say, screw it. That's what it's business.
That's what credit card companies are doing. No one is getting prosecuted. It's the bottom line. They're just not.
This is Denver's
It's a
Talk
sad
Station.
commentary,
Michael
brother.
Brown in the morning and Dan Kaplis in the
It is a
afternoon,
sad
6:30.
commentary. I don't know if I agree.
Denver.
Agree with what? Costco's the
It's
one.
not sad that crime is.
I think if Costco wants to prosecute, the cops need to do it. If Costco is like, fuck it, we don't have time for this shit, that's up to them.
Yeah.
No way. Costco wasn't made.
We don't know.
Don't know.
If their merchandise is gone, apparently they weren't made.
No, it is not. And the payment was withdrew. I think it's what you said. I think the merchant actually was paid. Oh, you think Costco got paid? Credit card. You think the bank took it on the shorts?
No, I think Costco's taking it on the shorts. No reason for the bank to.
Well, Costco's going to say, look, the card was present. What do you want me to do?
That's right.
I'm Chris McLaughlin, 6:30. Hey, how? This spring, let Audible bring a
Terrible.
smile with comedy.
It is so terrible.
Sci-fi, thrillers.
Yeah, but the consumer is protected, man.
Yeah.
That's really what matters in the whole scenario.
This guy just
Great,
wanted,
guys. Hold on
his
one
ego got bruised.
Yes.
Rocky Mountain IV Medics, they were just here with me on Monday.
You know, I was going through some pain, and it's getting better now, but what they did for me was put some Toradol in that, and they put some magnesium and some glutathione. You know, you can get whatever mixture you want. It's doctor-supervised medical professionals. We had a nurse here, and they come to your home or office with a really IV therapy. That's what it is. And it's the same price as you would get if you went to a IV bar, but you get the convenience of having them come to you. So if you have migraines, hangovers, you get the flu, you want to get over something, you can have them administer IV or hydration therapy. RockyMountainIVMedics.com. Call them. Same day, same hour appointment, 720-987-2155. Call or text 720-987-2155. Affordable Interest Mortgage has theliquidloan.com. This is the most amazing loan, a 30-year line of credit. Now, what's amazing about a line of credit as opposed to a regular mortgage is you can choose how to pay it, when to pay it. You can make interest-only payments, or you can pay down the principal. You can wait for 5 years and make one lump sum on the principal. And you're not penalized. And here's the other thing. If you just want to make a regular payment like you are now, you'll pay off your home quicker than a regular loan. But the great thing about a line of credit is you can borrow more if you have the equity, and then you get to use that and pay it back and use it and pay it back. In fact, all the money you keep in your bank for regular bills and stuff counts against your average daily balance, which means you pay less interest. It's wonderful. TheLiquidLoan.com, only from Affordable Interest Mortgage, 720-895-0500.
Welcome to Mi Casa Cafe.
Who would have thought you could relieve pain by simple stretching?
Well, of course.
A lot of
Well,
people
I didn't
do.
know that.
If you can move, if you have a stenosis, or you have something pressing on a nerve, by stretching and even getting a little bit of relaxation, you take the pressure off the nerve root.
You know, what else it taught me was that spinal manipulation by chiropractors really works.
Yes.
For this.
Yeah, I understand.
Yes.
It works for nerve endurance.
Absolutely.
It may not work for type 2 diabetes. You know what I'm saying? Like I always had a problem with some chiropractors that would treat like fucking anything.
Well, I was in one. Remember, there was one guy that you had on a Sleaze Brigade who was saying he could diagnose and treat all sorts of shit.
Yeah.
Now, for this kind of
obviously, though, it helps you. If your body is in line and you're firing on all cylinders, it helps you. But it's not going to specifically, for example, cure something that's...
No, it's only good for mechanical problems. You okay, Tom? Is your back hurting?
Oh, no, it's wonderful.
Oh, okay.
I'm doing this on purpose.
Oh, all right.
No, I'm doing great. I mean, let's put it this way. I'm about 77. I got about 30% of the pain I had Monday. That's fucking good.
Yeah.
I usually take 6 weeks to get to this level, or 4 weeks to get this much improvement.
With such frequent ups and downs,
What I didn't realize was that movement is good for the right movement. You know what I'm saying? Rather than just the immediate reaction is to go home and lay down. So that's what I did. And then all of a sudden I'm getting up out of bed like, I said, this isn't working. So I looked on fucking YouTube just for the hell of it. And I qualified who I looked for, you know.
Right.
If it's some TikTok chick dancing, I didn't do it, but it was enough to say, this works.
I think, movement can either help or hinder.
Well, yeah, you do the wrong movement, you'll hurt.
Exactly. The wrong movement will just put the pressure back on the nerve root.
Not to mention, our lead time can't be beat. We can get the job done the
So
same
if you're moving and it helps, that's great.
Visit us online at custom.
But you should get that permanent fix done.
Are you wearing your brace today or no?
I'm going to get that permanent cushion put in. It cushions the... It's not really a cushion. It's a cadaver wedge.
Yeah.
That fuses to your bone, but it keeps that sciatic. It actually keeps it from moving. I mean, and it opens up the nerve root.
Right. Well, if you have something pressing like this, and you put something in, then it opens up the space and takes the pressure.
They put it between the hip and not the hip, but the reason they call it sciatic nerve is between two things.
No, it's sciatic nerve.
The sciatic joint. The SI joint is between two things.
The sacroiliac joint.
And the sacroiliac and the something
Between
else.
sacrum and the iliac.
Okay, that's what it is.
Yeah,
that's
why they're called sacroiliac.
Okay. The sacrum and the...
It's like going to medical school over here.
Yes, I love it.
630 KHOW, an iHeartRadio station.
Do you have a doctor to do it, Tom?
Yeah.
You have a good back surgeon? Okay.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Welcome to the show. One quick question here on reverse loans. Can you purchase with a reverse loan? Mark Massey is with Empower Reverse Mortgage. Go ahead.
Absolutely, you could purchase with a reverse.
So what would be the purpose of that?
What it does is it frees up cash. Say, for instance, you sold your home.
Right.
And now you're sitting there and you've got
a lump sum.
Right?
All right.
Well, you don't want to put that entire lump sum back into your next purchase. You need to be able to have some money to do whatever you're going to need to do. Maybe make an investment. Maybe you do whatever you do with it.
So you put down what's necessary.
That's right. So you can qualify then once we talk with your situation and age and stuff. You would qualify and say, for instance, we'll do quick numbers. You're buying a $700,000 house. You qualify for $300,000 of a reverse mortgage. You bring $400,000 to the table
from your previous purchase.
Or
sale, I mean, yeah.
Exactly. And then you've got the $300,000 left over if you free and clear from that.
And you don't have to make payments on your mortgage.
That's correct.
Or you can.
You can.
By the way, that's another thing. We say you don't have to make payments, but you can if you wanted to keep equity higher. If you wanted to.
Exactly. And actually quite a few people I know are doing that now, because now with that equity, it grows. You have a line of credit that starts to grow if you've not drawn down on your loan as you go through. So that's really cool.
All right. Jerry, welcome to the show. I'm Tom Martino. What's going on? Jerry?
Yes, sir.
What's going on?
Hi, Tom. Hey,
Hi.
I'm going to talk about something that happened to me last October 3rd, I believe.
Okay.
I'm a small business owner. I do stump removal mostly. Okay, and I was hired to go look at an apartment that just got rented out by a new tenant, and I had previously worked there. And I've also done numerous jobs for this same individual on different properties. Okay, so I drove by the house and I was going to just walk in, and I noticed there was tenants living there. So I went back home, called the landlord, and said, and I wanted to just set up an appointment where I can just walk in, look at it was a stump. I was going to go look at the stump for removal.
Is that all you do, or do you do other handyman work, or is that all you do?
No. Well, I'm a retired tree climber. I did tree maintenance and
Okay, got it.
and trimming, and I actually worked with. Well, never mind. But anyway, yeah, it was going to be a simple in and out thing. I just had to go through the gate, look at a stump, walk out. Okay, didn't happen that way. But anyway, I told the landlord to give the new tenants a heads up. I'll be there between 2 and 4 on Tuesday, which I was. I basically tried to go around the first gate, and it had been blocked up and locked. And so I was confused. I'm like, well, I can't get through that way. I walked around to the other side, and it was free and open, and I went through. And as soon as I was about ready to turn around after I looked at the stump, I had some guy yell at me and saying, "What are you doing back there?" But, and he was pretty aggressive, and he said, why didn't you knock? And I said, well, I'm sorry. Actually, I didn't say I was sorry. I said, well, didn't you get the memo? From the landlord? And, and basically, I think he was already wound tight and he was ready to do something. And I told him who I was. I said, I'm looking at this stump right here where I'm standing.
Sure.
And from there, I was kind of insulted that somebody would be so rude. I told him who I was. And anyway, man, I ended up, I don't know. I mean, I guess we're conversing as I was heading out to my car. This is in the backyard. I was heading out to the front yard, and then somehow he said, "What did you say?" And I don't know what I said, but we ended up back in his backyard, and he was chasing me down. He was spitting in my face. That's how close he was, and he was basically just cussing me out with every cuss word in the book.
Did he physically hit you?
No, I'm still going. So basically, Tom, he was chasing me down, and I'm not, I've handled myself before in the past, okay? But I was on the job.
Now, tell me about this. Tell me about this tenant. Is he a big guy, a little guy, or what?
Well, I was telling people he was 300 pounds, and I'm only about 150. Okay? This is bringing back memories. Anyway, so I got tired of going back, and my arms went out, and I knew I shouldn't have done it because I...
Wait, what do you mean you were tired? Hold on. What do you mean you were tired of going back? What does that mean?
Well, I was running backwards to keep him from attacking me.
You were running away from him. Okay, so then what?
Yeah. So, yeah, I thought, well, you know what? I'm not going to push him hard. I'm just going to push him kind of away from me, and that was his signal. He was trying to bait me.
Hold on. So when you were moving backward, you pushed him away.
Well, kind of. I mean, he was just in my face, Tom. And
Listen, I'm not judging you, bro. I'm just asking you, did you push him away?
Oh, hell yeah.
Okay, then what?
Not hard, though, but yeah.
Okay.
So that was, I was charged with an assault. Or not charged, but that was an assault. And then when he picked me up and dumped me upside down, I put my right arm out to catch my fall. And now, what is it, 6 months later, I still don't have full motion in my arm.
Hold on. Jerry, when did the guy call the cops and you were charged?
I told him to call the cops.
All right, so he called the cops. They separated you, and you both told your story, right?
Mm-hmm, yeah.
And then you were arrested for assault?
No, I wasn't even arrested. They tried to pin a battery on me. Or I get those confused.
Okay, battery is where you actually hit him. Assault is mostly verbal. So what happened?
Well, the DA, I sat around.
Jerry, how about this? Let's now do question answer because we're going on too long. Were you charged with anything? If yes, what is it? Just tell me the charge.
No, I wasn't charged, but that's why I'm calling is because I'd like to know if I have a case.
Okay, so hold on. You were not charged. Was the tenant charged?
No, he wasn't charged.
So they just figured it was just an argument and they left it alone.
Yeah, I guess that's the way the law works.
So he flipped you upside down?
Yeah, you know what? And check it out, Tom. I got video. I need to go.
Jerry, I'm not worried
Yes.
about that right now. I just need to know where we're going with this. He flipped you upside down. You're saying you were damaged. How long ago was this?
That was October 3rd is when I got hurt, I believe.
Okay. Do you think that he is responsible for your injuries?
You know, I mean, truthfully, I do, because he could have just observed and reported.
Right.
You know, I told him who I was, and then he had it out from me, and I learned I was a stupid cracker.
Okay.
I learned a lot. You know, he wanted to kill me, man.
No. Okay, so he turned you upside down. Right, got it. And that's bad. Okay, so you're injured. So you can go after him civilly for that.
Okay.
You can sue him. Yeah, but I don't think you're going to find an attorney to take the case because you have to have pretty serious injuries for an attorney to pour time and trouble into the injury. It's going to cost about $50,000 minimum just to get to where you're near a lawsuit.
Not only that, it's 6 months later. How is he going to?
How many doctor bills do you have, Jerry?
I just had I had to pay it out of pocket.
How much, Jerry?
Yeah, I got about $10,000, I think.
You got that? Really? You were injured that much?
Well, yeah, my arm came off. Man, he damaged my bicep, my rotator
So
cuff.
did he dislocate your arm from your arm from your shoulder joint?
Yeah.
Huh?
He destroyed my life.
Wow. So you really were hurt. Well, you ought to pursue this, Jerry. You got to find a personal injury attorney because you can't afford to do it on your own. But that's what you have to do. Hold on.
I missed the beginning. Didn't he get in all the trouble though?
No, but he was just going to look at a tree in the backyard to remove a stump.
Why did he have battery against him?
He didn't.
They didn't charge either one.
He didn't charge you
But Tom,
he went to the rental at the landlord's request. The tenant got upset, chased him down because they had words. He said, "I'm just trying to do this." And then the guy, Jerry, pushed him away because he couldn't get away from him. And then that guy turned him upside down and dislocated his
Tom,
arm.
ask him when he first went to the doctor. Because he went to the doctor
I don't think
last
we
week.
should ask him another question.
No. It's October 2021. Here's the point. If he's really injured, he'll get a personal injury attorney to listen to him.
Well, I'm saying if he went to the doctor last week, it's different than if he went in October.
No, he said he had surgery, so I think he went.
He said he had surgery?
No, I don't know. It's $10,000
Well,
bills. Here's the bottom line.
I thought he had rotator cuff surgery.
He's in trouble. Fix My Home is what you go to see the website
at
of
Fix It 24/7. FixMyHome.com. Fix It 24/7, the company I know and love and use at my home, and I trust, and you can too. Fix It 24/7. We'll take care of your plumbing, heating, cooling, electric, and drains. They have new systems starting at just $77 a month. For $24, they do their diagnostic where they'll come in and check everything and clean and adjust with a no breakdown guarantee of your furnace or your air conditioner. And that's fixmyhome.com, 720-526-3939. Is selling a home easy enough to where you're going to sell it in an hour or two? Well, you hear those stories, but is that really true? Listen, even after you get the offer, you still have to have inspections and loan approvals and a closing, and it sometimes takes 6 weeks or more. But if you want to check tomorrow or the next day, you want to get out of town, maybe you don't want to fix up your house, maybe you don't want inspections, maybe you don't want commissions, why don't you just try Homevestors? Now, I'm not saying they're going to get you top dollar. I'm not saying they won't. but you'll never know unless you call. It's that simple. No obligation. 800-44-BUYER. Find out what they'll give you for your home right now. 800-44-BUYER.
For over 150 years, CIBC has helped people go from where they are to where they want to be. From leading a few employees to managing an entire workforce.
Man, I mean, if Talib's not logged in, it ain't magic.
Is Talib
logged in? No.
To generations as well. At CIBC, we...
There you go. Don't use a touchscreen. Maybe just use
I know. I saw you do it.
You gotta go.
I don't know why this is still so small, to be honest. I don't know how he set these up. Let me see something. I don't like how this is even set up. I don't know why it looks settings. This way.
Show your home. And if your own home sells for more than Orchard paid you for, you get the
I'm 99.9% sure. He's not logged in.
You know.
You get paid again. And that 99% of the time with Orchard. It's not
what I can't figure out is
why.
Yeah, that's what I don't understand.
Normally it fills up that area.
You know, you guys keep hearing me talk about Blue Sky CBD, and I can only say that my experience using these products has just kept getting better and better. I also know hundreds and hundreds of you that have tried it and feel the same way, because I see the feedback, I hear about it. I met with the owners, and they shared some interesting info in the latest batch of their Max Relief Balms and how they tested 2,700 milligrams. That's basically a free extra 200 milligrams. This stuff has been really good for my aches and pains. And believe me, and I've talked about them, I've got plenty. Also,
I know one thing that might work a lot of just to make it a little bigger.
Also feel free to use promo code DAVE for 30% off your next order. The more I learn about CBD, the more thankful I become for this relationship with Blue Sky CBD. They're providing me with the highest quality products.
Yesterday was the first time I didn't get the Wordle. I was just disappointed in myself.
I didn't get it either.
That makes me feel so much better, because you're smarty pants. I'm not.
That was the first one I didn't get either.
God bless. I was so disappointed.
What was it again?
Foyer.
Oh, Foyer, right.
Yeah, I was trying cover.
Yeah, I got blank ER.
Uh-huh.
And I kept doing like cover, you know, all the common ones.
Yeah.
And Foyer was just such an uncommon word.
Yeah.
I like hanging out in my foyer.
No, I remember doing like cover and all.
Now I feel better, because I was like, God, how could I not
well,
get
once you got the blank ER.
Yeah.
There were like seven.
Yeah, it's like.
It's just luck after that.
Yeah.
But Foyer was not one that I guessed right away.
Yeah.
I went, so yeah, it was really tough. So we're all equally stupid.
I know that line 1 has a second question, but just a heads up, Tommy, that line 3, he's been holding the longest.
Oh, shit.
So I'm just going to harass you. Thank you. To take him.
Thank you. Sorry.
That's okay.
The robbery of over $7 million from an armored car warehouse. Was the ringleader a criminal mastermind, or was he a political pawn in a Cold War operation?
For some folks, they were boogeymen. They were, bandits hidden in the mountains and shadowy figures. For others, they were heroes.
Listen to White Eagle on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts. Denver's talk station wants to put $1,000 in your hand. Every weekday, you have 9 chances a day to win $1,000. Listen for the keyword at 5 past the hour.
Thank you so much.
$1,000 in your hand. Sponsored by Guy Reese.
Brighten your home and save 10% on Benjamin Moore paint by joining the Guy
I've never heard the keyword.
program. Diet store or go to GUIRYS.com to sign up today.
I've never heard the keyword.
Neighborhood paint
Yesterday I was paying attention to it. This comes up at like 5 after the
Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Okay. So, Jerry, bottom line, man, I got to get to another call because you've been waiting a long time. But I'm not sure what you're going to do. In fact, I don't think you have a case, in my opinion. But I think that you may, if you can get an attorney to take it, a personal injury attorney. There's no way you can fund this yourself. But apparently he did more than just a little. He did some damage to you. But whether it was provoked, was it self-defense, will he say, you're going to have an uphill battle, Jerry, and it may not be worth pursuing.
Okay, can I ask one more?
Yeah, quick. Go ahead, sir. Yes.
Okay, I had like I say, I was doing some stump grinding, and I was hired by a contractor, a tree service, to help him out with some stumps. He canceled my check. Okay.
Why?
I didn't have because he wanted me to come touch up a couple little humps that me and another fella, which he hired. He had a contract.
All right. So
he's
saying he wasn't satisfied with the job.
Well, yeah, there was some touch-up. And the other guy's from Westminster, and I live in the same town.
Jerry, here's what I'm going to tell you. On a stop payment on a check, they're not allowed to do that. Now, it is a civil – okay, by the way, it's one of the powers that I tell people to do. I tell people to stop payment if they think they've been cheated. But in a dispute like this, to stop payment, you can still go after him for treble damages under the check statute. So it doesn't matter what he uses as a defense unless it's fraud. If he doesn't say it's fraud, if he says, well, I just needed him to fix some stuff there, the idea of him stopping the check on the entire job does not hold up. So you can go after him under the check statute. I don't know how to, is it Evante? I don't know how to pronounce your name. Is it Evante?
Evante.
Evante, what's happening?
Devante.
I'm sorry. Okay, Devante, what's going on?
So we're affected by the Marshall fires here in Colorado.
Oh, man.
Yeah. My grandfather lived there since '66. He was 19. He married his wife.
Was his house destroyed?
Yeah, the whole block was destroyed.
Oh, no.
So the insurance has been really good with us. They put us up in a housing hotel and got him a place to rent in Longmont until he decides what he's going to do, rebuild or buy. They're trying to avoid paying for 5 different cars on the property because they weren't insured through like the auto insurance. We were just relying on the property insurance.
Yeah, that doesn't pay for vehicles. They're specifically excluded. Even if you got a public adjuster to help you, they're never going to pay for vehicles. They're just specifically excluded from every single homeowner's policy.
See, we were under the impression because my grandfather and me had been on the side mechanics for years. And anything that happened to a customer's car, like a tree fell on it.
Okay, Devante, if a tree fell on it, yes, because that tree was on your property. And however, if you're saying that these cars should be covered because they're customers' cars, is that what you're saying?
No. The 4 of the cars of my grandfather's, one of them is mine.
Okay, they're not going to be covered.
Okay, that's the question here.
Devante, I wish I could waste your time. Not waste your time. I don't want to waste your time, and I wish I could tell you better news. But I'm going to tell you, there's specific wording. And it's not exactly the same. It's not exactly the same as if a tree falls on it. If a tree falls on it and it's somebody else's car, your homeowners probably would cover it under some circumstances. Now, we welcome you to call our public adjuster to find out more. We'll give you the number.
One of the millions of homeowners.
Do you think it would be covered? Of course not. If they're doing business out of their house, that's a whole different story.
They're personal cars.
Or his, one is his. No way. They're specifically, I mean,
well,
right there, no motor vehicle.
Tell him to read his policy.
Not just no motor vehicles, nothing that can be titled and roadworthy. Like a tractor would be covered, for example, but not a motorcycle.
No, why doesn't he just read his damn policy?
Well, because he was hoping we went along with his shit. That said, oh yeah, if that was a customer's car, it'd be covered, but it wouldn't be covered. At least their house is covered.
Settlement, lender, and recording fees. So call Westland at 888-455-3669.
Oh, no, Matt, public. I don't think he'll get any coverage, but he can ask.
Well, a public adjuster, Tom, would only be useful Let me finish. If the cars were covered and there was a question of their value, then the public adjuster would come in. But if it's excluded, public adjuster can't do anything.
And cars are never
right.
So yesterday, my son's a manager at Aurora Walmart.
Yeah.
Fucking guy walks in, homeless looking, meth mouth, even the skin.
Your son better leave him the hell alone.
Like 20 years old, roughly. Even the skin was fucked up from drugs. It was just having.
Yeah.
You know what he's carrying?
What?
A fucking bow and arrow and a quiver of arrows.
What?
And he's got a 3D headset up on top, not down over, but a VR headset.
So what is he doing now?
Wow.
It's like the stories are unfucking believable.
So what did the guy do? Anything?
No, Miles walked up to him and said, "You can't come in here. You got to get the hell out of here. I'm calling the cops. You can't walk around my store with a fucking bow and arrow."
Oh, it's not he was trying to purchase them. He just walked in the door.
He walked in with his own bow and arrow. A bow, a compound bow, and a quiver of fucking arrows. Looking all methy.
Another apparent side effect of the pandemic, a rise in property crime.
There's some weird shit that happens in Walmart stores.
It depends where they are. He worked in Elizabeth for 5 years. Not one motherfucker ever walked in with a bow and arrow, I assure you. He went from literally probably the commonest store in the state, no shit, to the craziest store in the state.
Oh, I'm sure. Where's the store? Where in Aurora?
Right off 225.
225 and
Mississippi.
Okay.
It's unbelievable, man. He had a 72-year-old yesterday. He only knows her 72 because the cops ended up coming. She comes in with a bunch of stuff, no receipt, wants to trade her stuff for food. Ends up following around just any random employee for over 4 hours. Won't leave the fucking store.
I kind of feel sorry for that. I mean, that person has to be hungry to do that. I mean,
no, they're fucking loco. They're nuts.
But it's still sad.
God, I don't know if
It's sad.
It's every fucking day, dude. So what do? So every day you what? Go grab some steaks.
I didn't say anything like that. What I'm saying is it's sad.
That is
sad. If that woman was that hungry that she wanted to trade,
you just give her deli.
I think she's fucking crazy.
Oh, yeah, so you give her a deli sandwich and send her on her way.
And then you get fired.
No, I wouldn't do that. If I was personally, I'd give her something. But yeah, you can't. I don't know.
You feel sorry for him.
He's had people sleeping. He's got it. Oh man, you just name it. He's seen it. You fucking name it. He's seen it.
I'm sure people park their trailers in the parking lot.
All that person had to do, all she had to do was go in and grab food and leave.
She would have been better off.
She would have gotten the food. No prosecution whatsoever. Why did she even bother? Just go take it.
It's just insane.
Nobody will stop shoplifting.
Right.
Nobody. It's free crime.
And if they do, they're out the next day.
But I guarantee if any of the 5 of us did, they would stop us.
No.
If any of the 5 of us did it, they would stop us.
No, they wouldn't. They don't. You can't. I don't care what store it is.
No, but they'd call the cops and I'd be arrested.
No, but they never. The cops don't even come, man.
No, if it was Tom
Aurora's like 4 hours.
Tom Martino took stuff from our store without.
Well, hell yeah.
They would come and get me.
Well, of course, and rightfully so.
But don't you think they would, Mark? They would.
Oh, absolutely.
Not. They wouldn't, but they would follow up on it, which they almost never do.
They would come and get me.
Right.
And it would be in the paper.
They don't even call 911. To give you an idea how often shoplifters, you're talking 1 an hour. How often it's always non-emergency. The only reason a manager would call 911, evident danger.
But do you agree that they would call and say, Tom Martino?
Oh, of course. Not specifically you, but you and any other public figure.
Well, yeah, of course.
Right, because you're a public figure.
Absolutely.
Yes. By the way, when I made that call to...
like if Mayor Hancock stole, do you think they'd call that?
No.
Yeah, I'm so used to you not having it.
So I said to the Tom Martino show, so we were on a 3-way call.
That's a lot easier.
So he was saying, Tom Martino, you can't trust him. He's had a bunch of problems too.
Yeah.
That's what people
So
think.
that's a little easier to keep track of.
So I told her to email.
Funny, not one of them is of record because they've been expunged.
Right.
So apparently they were not real.
Check out Indeed. They're all-in-one.
And I didn't even need the president to do that, or the governor.
And hire candidates all in one place.
I had a mishap in Vegas years ago that it all disappeared.
Was it expunged?
100%.
My friend Kurt Rogers.
And it shouldn't have been for him, but for me, because he really did the deed.
I had one that was.
I didn't do shit.
It's the burden of people.
I didn't do shit.
You get explained.
It counts against your.
So I had one up in the mountains. I got a dealer took my cards by mistake, and I had one chip. I threw the chip down. I said, "Fuck this." The chip bounced, hit him in the hand, and he filed a police report.
Jesus. What casino?
It was the Lodge.
I go.
This was 25 years ago.
That's crazy.
So then I get to go up, and I take my coat, and I go to take my coat off the chair. The guy said, "Oh, he was lifting up a chair to throw at me." But luckily, they had a video of me just taking my coat
I'm
off
shocked
the
they
chair.
let their employee even file that. I had the cops called on me one time up there. Me and this other guy, we were waiting for a game to start.
Yeah.
We grabbed the cards, and we had our own chips. This is when it was the $5 limit.
Oh, right.
And we were playing $100, cut the cards. And they fucking somehow saw us, watched us, and they came up and wrote us both a fucking warning ticket.
Wow.
For outside gambling or some bullshit. We didn't get in any trouble, but who would have thunk they gave a shit? The house wasn't involved.
I know. I had the cops come one time also. I'm sitting at the table, and these two cops come. I'll tell you story later.
This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino.
Hey, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show. Don't forget waterpros.net if you want the best water systems at the lowest prices. And I say that with confidence because I know Paul the Waterman. You won't get better pricing and better systems. Computerized, low maintenance, wonderful conditioning for the whole home, under $2,000 for Martino listeners, and a fountain at the water at the sink under $1,000 for never buying bottled water again. Have it at home. I have it. I love it. Waterpros.net, 303-862-5554. Let's do what we can do for you because we love doing what we do here on the Troubleshooter Show. Stephanie's got a comment on an earlier call. Now, earlier, a guy called and was upset because his wife had a colonoscopy, and it was supposedly coded preventive, and it was paid for 100% by insurance had it been preventive. But while they're in there, they noticed diverticulitis, and they did a diagnosis and a treatment plan, and that they didn't do a treatment. They just said what to do, and they gave her a diagnosis, and it changed it from preventive, according to insurance, language, from preventive to diagnostic. Therefore, he's forced to pay it as a procedure, and therefore he had to pay his deductible amount, which was the whole amount of that. And that's the way it is, by the way, with Obamacare. Truly, we're all uninsured if you think about it, except for the very poor. It expanded Medicaid, which is good. But for the middle-class American, you're uninsured, basically, because your deductibles amount to $6,600 or more. And who's got that? I mean, you may as well call it $100,000 for a young person with a broken arm when they have to pay $4,000. So, Stephanie, what's your comment, by the way, on the colonoscopy? Go ahead.
Hi, Tom.
Hi.
Basically, when a patient goes in to have a screening colonoscopy, and that is the objective of the whole plan for this procedure, and then they discover, even if they discover cancer or polyps or diverticulitis, what have you, it does not negate the fact that during the screening will not change because they found cancer or whatever.
So
what happens?
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead. I thought it did change the nature. According to Integra Health, he says they've seen it all the time where this happens.
Because it's not coded correctly. What they should have done is screening colonoscopy should be reported with the first code should be, depending on how old the patient is too, because the criteria is 45 years old now. It used to be 50. But
okay, go ahead. What should they have done, Stephanie? What should they have done?
They should have, number one, they should have coded the encounter for screening for malignant neoplasm of the colon. And that's the ICD-10 code, the Z1211, or if she has a family history, malignant neoplasm.
Yeah.
Whatever. They should have coded that first with the diagnosis. Diverticulitis is second. A lot of these insurance payers will use like a automatic eye or something, and it's detecting something. If the codes are not sequenced correctly, it's going to find that diverticulitis first. So it's going to depend how that was coded.
Now, what kind of work do you do, Stephanie?
I'm a medical coding auditor, and I've been doing it for 23 years.
Then you would know for sure. If you're a coding auditor, so here's what I'm asking then. I mean, to me, you make sense, because if it did not cost them not 1 second more or not 1 penny more to do that colonoscopy, and the only difference is that they found something, I don't see why it shouldn't be paid 100%.
Wouldn't all the answers be in the policy?
So, Stephanie,
yes.
In the policy, in most health insurance policies, if they went in for preventive, that's it, period. If that's why they went in, for a screening, you're saying the purpose of a screening is to find stuff, and the mere fact that they find something does not change the nature of the original visit.
That's correct.
Well, then we got to call that guy. I mean, then who does he complain to?
I do this all the time too, Tom, to be honest with you. I mean, I see it a lot. I used to do billing, and basically I went back into the field. I work for inpatient billing now.
So who does he complain to?
I would have, if I were him, he'd have to take a look and find out what the exact denial is. I mean, how was this coded? And it's kind of hard to change this, but you have to be on him. And I'd start writing letters. I once had to go to the Colorado Insurance Commissioner because of Blue Cross Blue Shield trying to screw me out of something that they should have paid. Payers don't want to pay. They're taught not to pay. They will find exactly any kind of glitch they can find on that claim. They're going to deny it. But it sounds to me that if it was coded correctly with the Z1211 for the encounter for screening colonoscopy.
I've got to ask her something. So if this person went in for this procedure and they found a polyp, under what you're saying is what?
If they found a polyp and removed it, would it still be a screening?
Yeah.
She's wrong.
Hold on. Wait, Mark. Hold on. It would still be a screening, and they would pay for it all, even the removal of the polyp?
Yes, they have to pay for the what will happen is now they will have also procedure code. The diagnosis, the way they're aligned or sequence is very important. That's the first thing you look at.
The sequence is important. The sequence.
Correct. The diagnosis. So now the payer knows, hey, this patient went in. The story is the diagnostic stuff. I mean, the diagnostic codes tell the story. The patient goes in, having a screening, and well, they got a polyp. We've got to take that out.
Right.
A lot of times they do it. So there's also without going into a lot of training on coding stuff, but they have to use modifiers on these. So if the patient did get that polyp removed, the insurance will pay 80% of it, but they can't charge the deductible. And so the patient might have to pay their copay on that.
Okay, on that part of it. On that part of it.
Correct.
Okay, I got it. We have it, Stephanie. So she's saying if they did take out a polyp, Mark, that procedure, that part of it, could be billed 80/20 or whatever. But here's the deal.
We're assuming that she knows more than our expert yet on.
That
says it happens all the time.
No, but the fact that it happens all the time doesn't make it right.
I'm not saying it's right or wrong, but everything
she's saying, if we can take her at her word, she says she was a coding auditor, meaning that she's used to correcting incorrect codes, and sometimes they'll just put it down, diagnosis polyps, as opposed to screening first. then diagnosis diverticulitis. I mean, you know, it could make sense, and I'll tell you why. Doc and I were talking about this, Mark, and I've known people who have gone through colonoscopies as a screening and had polyps removed and were never billed for it.
I'm reading this directly from a news source that is talking about Obamacare. A colonoscopy, for example, it will not cost you anything unless the doctor finds a polyp, which happens fairly often. If the doctor does find a polyp, while you're lying there on the table, the test is no longer preventative screening. It's a procedure, and there will be a charge.
Okay, so hold on.
Not for the colonoscopy.
Stephanie, did you?
Which is fine, but the original call we're talking about, we don't know what he got charged for. He was just upset that he got charged.
He was charged for a diagnostic fee, and it could be that I don't know. But anyway, Stephanie, what about what Mark just read about Obamacare? If they find a polyp, it's no longer free.
It is, well, they're probably referring to just that part of the procedure.
Okay, all right, okay.
Not the diagnosis.
So, Stephanie,
Stephanie,
they would code it as a screening procedure, and then the secondary would be a polypectomy for which he could be charged an 80-20. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay.
Okay, but wait. The caller she's referring to had nothing done. There wasn't any polyps. They simply told her, you got a problem with your ass or whatever it is.
Right.
So why did she get charged?
Well, Stephanie is saying she shouldn't have been.
That it was coded incorrectly.
So they don't have any other doctors look at pictures. Nothing else happens. They find something.
I don't know, Stephanie. There could be another level of care if they found something. If the radiologist thought, hey, it looks like, or the screener thought, it looks like diverticulitis, would they consult another doctor? And that would be a diagnosis?
Then that goes into a separate
but that could be charged.
A different appointment or different surgical procedure. Because once they say, hey, you know, you've got to get rid of this polyp, we can't take it out.
We're talking about diverticulitis, though, not a polyp.
They can't do anything with diverticulitis. I think that's giving meds, or you know, that's an infection.
No, that's what we're saying, Stephanie. What we're saying is the fact that they did the screening, once they found diverticulitis.
They found diverticulosis. There's a big difference.
He said diverticulitis. That's what he said.
He was wrong. He said.
Well, how do you know he's wrong?
Because he said diverticulosis. That he read the report to us, and it said the treatment would be a high protein diet.
Oh, this is a crappy topic.
If it was diverticulitis, they would have recommended antibiotics.
Okay. So if she had diverticulosis, all I'm asking is, could that have been, in addition to the screening, another doctor having to rubber stamp it or something? I think it's possible. I think it's possible they had to consult a doctor.
No. The gastroenterologist who does the colonoscopy
has enough skill to do that.
That's his job. Okay. He's a gastroenterologist. There's no radiology involved.
Okay.
What they did wrong was they should have put a screening colonoscopy with a secondary modifier of diverticulosis.
Okay.
I would have went with the third mimosis.
It would have
the all you can drink mimosis.
Hold on, guys.
If you're looking for the ideal home loan, look for Ideal Home Loans. And why do I say they're ideal? Here's the first thing. So many people are worried about interest rates, and they should be. But they're still pretty low for you to pay off high-interest debt. And with Ideal, they have the interest rate guarantee. So if you get something around 5% and rates go down, you will not miss the boat. They'll refinance you free of charge. Ideal also helps you do a pre-approval. And if you're out shopping, it doesn't matter what interest rates are right now. You got to get the house right. They do a pre-approval, and they decide that money is set aside for you. So when you find the house, you can close within days. In addition to that, they do credit optimization, which means they take your approved credit and make it even better, maybe by having you pay down a credit card, and then that gets you better tiering, better pricing on the back end. Why don't you find out more at idealhomeloans.com for your next Ideal Home Loan, 303-867-7000. Estate planning is not just a good idea. It's really a necessity nowadays. I mean, even if you have just a house to leave, do it the right way. So many people do it the wrong way. And another thing, what about just payable on death certificates for bank accounts? But maybe you do need a will to coordinate it all, or a trust, or a combination. And this is where I love BlakeHarrisLaw.com. He'll answer your questions free of charge to tell you what you need, then only charges you after you decide to hire him. Flat rates. 833-ASK-BLAKE.
There's a reason that I so trusted.
I got people emailing saying it should be covered. You know, the one thing we never did ask.
Pardon me, Tommy, can you come here a minute?
Is whether or not
she always wants to talk about you.
She might have actually not even been under Obamacare. She might have worked for an employer.
Well, that's what.
Which none of this would fucking matter.
He said he had Bright Health. It sounds like it's private insurance. He didn't say Obamacare. He said Bright Health.
Yeah, I know. That's what. Yeah, but Bright Health does both. It doesn't matter. They sell ADA compliant policies.
Okay. But the point is.
But if she worked for a company, what I'm saying is, it doesn't matter what Obamacare says. She doesn't fucking work for it.
It was coded incorrectly. It should have been coded, number one, as a screening colonoscopy, and then a secondary diagnosis with a modifier as diverticulosis. What the coder is saying is true. That's how it should have been coded. If it was coded as diverticulosis as the first thing, then it totally screws it up.
Then why are they telling them to hit the fucking brakes?
Because it was coded incorrectly. That's what I'm saying. If they put diverticulosis as the first
But when he talked to them, they said they can't change the code.
Hey, Doc, pardon me. Kurt Rogers with Affordable Interest is here to talk to you.
Okay.
He's right out here.
They can change the coding if it was a mistake.
My understanding is he asked them, and they said it's not a fucking mistake. That's what I'm saying.
Then they're wrong.
Okay.
They can't change the coding if it's fraud.
Well,
but if you make an incorrect coding, I mean, that happens to us all the time in practice. You know, you transpose a letter, and they say it's rejected, and you say, oh, you know, we met this patient came in for this condition. We transpose the letters. She really had. That's not insurance fraud.
That's just making a mistake.
Hey, Kurt.
Yeah, he is a
45 years ago. His first patient was Abraham Lincoln.
Caught him back to the straight out of the hall.
1300 airport lounges. The Venture X card from Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Terms at CapitalOne.com.
It's like every day, man.
Mark, you're over there, like answering emails and doing research and stuff. Is that what you're doing?
A lot of emails today, yes. Nothing to do with, most of them aren't show related.
Yeah. He's the fastest hunting pecker I've ever seen. You tell him I had a client like that.
This report is sponsored by Indeed.com.
Way.
Plenty of sunshine for your Wednesday. A little bit cooler down in the
Rather than February.
A little bit of a breeze about this.
Yeah. So I'll go ahead and give you a chance. Oh, you understand what I'm saying, right, about the coding?
I do.
You can
But
change it.
Doc, all I'm saying is, from what they said, they called up the hospital, the physician, whoever the fuck it was, and they looked into it and said, no, it was coded properly.
Well, they're wrong.
What do they care?
Right.
But it was still.
Go ahead.
Hi, Tom Martino,
your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255, GarageMagic.com. Garage floors with polyaspartic coatings. A lot of people love them better than epoxy. They're no slip. They're beautiful for pool decks, sidewalks, patios, and Garage Magic. Employees are fully trained and insured, not subcontractors, a 21-year warranty, and they're local, owned and operated, 720-600-HOME, started right here in Colorado, 720-600-HOME, GarageMagic.com. All right, let's talk about. Do we have more? The colonoscopy thing, I think we've out.
God.
I mean, we are getting so many different opinions, by the way. Stephanie's not the only one. We're getting a lot of people saying it should have been covered. I had polyps and never were charged for polyps ever. And I've had diagnosis. One person was diagnosed with some kind of spastic colon or whatever and did not get charged for a diagnosis.
And other people do get charged.
Maybe it's your policy. Maybe different policies are different.
I don't know.
Deborah wants to talk about dating. Deborah, how are you?
Yes, I am very well, sir. How are you?
Good. How do we help you?
Well, I signed up for the Denver Dating Company, and I paid with my American Express card, and American Express actually just, sorry. I have reported the fraud to the FTC.
Now, hold on a sec. You're not the only one who's called us about this, Deborah. Oh, it's the same person? Oh, okay. This is where you had signed up. Wait a minute. And this is years later that they billed you, right?
Well, yes.
But I thought we determined, I thought last time you called, I'm trying to remember it.
Marty worked on it.
Last time you called, I thought
I think you wanted her to dispute it on her Amex.
Right. Okay, I see it now.
They told her to pound sand, I think.
What happened was she went to Denver Dating years ago, took pictures. She said 5 to 8 years ago, was recently charged $9,700 on her card. And I said, dispute it on your card. But we were wondering why they charged her. And I asked you, were you charged previously? Is this a double charge? Or were you never charged and they suddenly discovered, wait a minute, you should have been charged to begin with, even though you quit. So tell me do you have anything new today?
Well, actually, I did sign up for Denver Dating Service, and I signed the contract. I used my American Express card to pay for it. And
Right. But were you charged back then the $9,700?
Well, American Express and I are in negotiations for that because.
What does that mean, negotiation? Here's what I'm asking, Deborah. Is it, first of all, just help me understand. With Denver Dating Service, is it a monthly fee or a lump sum fee?
It's a lump sum
Okay,
fee.
so now I'm going to ask another question. So if back when you signed up, let's just say this happened. You signed up, you gave him your card, you changed your mind, you stopped payment, and then 5 to 8 years go by, and they say, you know what, we're going after Deborah for this because she never paid, and then they run the charge again. Is that what happened, or did they run the charge back then, you never got your money back, you decided you didn't want to use it anymore, and they went and recharged your card again anyway? Is that which one happened, if any of them?
Well, they did charge my card originally, and I did sign all of the paperwork necessary to join.
And you never disputed that charge back then?
Well, I was still waiting for them to provide dates and outings and things that they
I'm asking you, Deborah, a question that doesn't require what you were waiting for. I'm asking, did you ever dispute the original charge and have it removed?
I disputed it, but American Express would not remove it.
Okay. So you ended up paying it?
Yes.
So now this is a second charge?
Yes.
Okay. Is American Express acknowledging that you were charged that $9,700 originally and this is a double charge? Because that should be easy to remove. They have no reason to ever run your money again. You already paid for it once and you decided not to use it to boot. So American Express should remove it from your account.
American Express is saying that they are just the bypass between me and the merchant.
Well, sure they are, but they also allow you to dispute fraud.
Well, I have done that, and they're very well. I don't think American Express is going to.
How does this woman even need a dating service?
No, I just want to know something, Deborah. Is American Express refusing to remove it from your bill?
Yes.
Are they saying they refuse to remove it because it was an original charge that was valid? I mean, certainly, do their records go back 5 to 8 years ago when you originally went in?
Yes, they do.
Do they show that you paid this once already?
They show that I used my American Express card, but I never paid my American Express card for using it. Their logic is that the American Express card gets payment from another credit card that I own or a bank account. And
I don't even know what you mean. So all I'm trying to figure out, and God, it's the hardest thing in the world. Were you literally minus $9,700 from 5 to 8 years ago? Did this money come from you one way or another?
Yes.
Then what do you mean that American Express is alleging it was on your card, but you never paid your card?
That is correct.
Okay, Deborah, do you understand you're not making sense? At least tell me you understand you're not making sense.
Well, I understand that it's very difficult.
No, it's not very difficult. I'm asking you. American Express claims you never paid the original $9,700, period. Isn't that what they're saying?
Yes.
Okay. And you're saying you did pay it, right?
I did. I paid it with an account. I have an account. I had a bank account, and I paid it with that bank account. They want me to find the bank account.
Okay, hold on. What do you mean? What do you mean you paid it with the bank account? In other words, you said you put it on your American Express card. Now you're telling me you paid it with your bank account. Which one is it?
Well, American Express gets paid. I mean,
Okay, so let me get this straight then. So the way you pay your American Express bill every month or whatever is through a bank account. Is that right?
That's what they said. It was a long ago bank account that I no longer have access to.
Okay, so Deborah, yes. Is this the same American Express account you have now than you had back then?
I no longer have an American Express account at all. I have cut up my card.
No, I'm not. Okay, so. Now this is what I'm asking. You were recently charged $9,700 on an American Express card you don't even have.
Deborah, I thought the issue was...
Just hold on, please.
Okay.
Just hold on. Okay. Deborah, when you said you were recently charged $9,700, did that show up on an Amex card?
Yes.
But I thought then you destroyed the card after that?
Yes.
Okay. So then I'm asking you this. That American Express card that you had just recently, with the $9,700 charged to it just recently, is that the same card you had 8 years ago when you joined Denver Dating?
That is the American. I joined with an American Express card. Yes.
Was it the same American Express account as the one you have now?
No.
It was a different one?
Yes.
Okay. So, is it possible that that American Express account that you used to have was never paid?
It is possible.
Okay. We're done with this, Deborah. We're done with this. I'm sorry. I cannot help you. You know what? That's my right, and I can't help you. You're a moving target.
So Marty had her at first.
Yeah. We can't help her. What were you
and Marty says, I can't make sense of fucking anything.
No,
she's a nut. And then Marty gave it to Scott.
They started to charge like $19.95 a month.
You want to come in here real quick? Look at the calendar. 2 a day, or is this a makeup or what?
It can be up to 10 to 15 a week.
So they started charging her $19.95 a month to get access
Mark,
to the
I have to
website.
find this again. I just don't have it in my fucking. God damn it.
And then she found the man in
I didn't
Greece.
make a thing yet.
So I
Son
think
of a
she has
bitch.
some buyer's remorse.
No, here it is. Okay. I gotta make a folder for this.
This woman is, she's crazy.
Yeah, she is.
When
Because
she
she's
called
not-
last time, them were dating.
She's not making sense.
Was trying to do some kind of settlement with her that she didn't want to do.
That's why
I
she
think
can't.
American
That's why she
Express
can't find
owes the money.
That's
You
why
got
she can't-
everything, right?
She can't find a boyfriend because she's so crazy.
That's probably true. Maybe a Greek man, like she said.
Hold on, guys.
Suzanne's giving her your number, Doc.
That's what I figured you were going to say.
John Fuller is a personal injury attorney,
and
I hope you never need him. But man, if you do, don't just go to a firm that advertises we're the biggest, we're the baddest, we have strong arms and we have strong asses or whatever else is strong, or bulldogs or bears. Listen, those are all gimmicks. What you want is an attorney who treats you like a person, not aggregating leads and picking the cream of the crop, but an attorney that takes your case seriously and is smaller by design. My Accident Lawyer can be your accident lawyer at myaccidentlawyer.co. That stands for Colorado. myaccidentlawyer.co. 303-597-4500. John Fuller will take a look at your case and consult you free of charge. If you decide to hire him, he will take it on contingency and treat you like a person. You'll get his cell phone number. That's myaccidentlawyer.co. Oh, I love Garage Coatings. You know I do, and that's why I love talking about them. And you know, GarageKings.com has been on my referral list for a long time. Garage Kings. Don't get confused. I have a couple companies I love. Garage Kings is definitely one. Mark had them at his house. He loves the floors. They do floors and pool decks and everything else. They have a lifetime warranty, veteran owned and operated. They do military discounts, by the way. Never any money down. You only pay when you're satisfied. Commercial or residential. 720-252-0370. GarageKings.com.
Okay, so the big things are always his warranty. Just make sure you can do that.
Yeah, I got okay, I will. How long does it take to go through once you got 30 days. But you have to have 2 appraisals, right? 2?
No. Well, yes.
There's Deborah.
Because it's
Right.
thank you.
I thought you'd appreciate that.
$1,500,000, either 1,499, 40 We can look at that.
Just do a lower line of credit.
Yeah, for lower line, yeah, 1,499,000.
I don't need that much.
I
Anyway.
know.
Okay, let's do that.
Give me a call.
Okay.
Thanks, Tom.
That saves you a grand.
Not just that, but I'll never need it. I just want to have it for credit. Yeah.
Rates still remain near historic lows. In fact, with the dramatic increase in home values, this may be the perfect time to put that.
God, that was horrible.
Take advantage of our cash
Deborah?
refi program.
Oh my fucking God! I have no idea what she was
No,
saying.
she's a fucking nut.
I don't know if she double paid, if she never paid, if she paid but didn't pay the Amex bill.
No, she didn't pay it. She
She,
didn't pay it.
she charged, and then she kind of forgot she had it. And then
So she owes
That's the
Amex.
impression you have.
oh yeah, I talked to her.
And she forgot she charged it, and she never paid that bill.
She never paid Amex.
She never paid Amex. Right.
Okay, and now Amex is coming after her. So this
I
has
think
nothing
Amex-
to do with the
I think Amex
dating.
put it back on her card. I don't think they.
Maybe they did.
I know.
Well,
they
no,
did.
she said that. She said they took it off and then put it back on.
That's exactly
What does that even mean?
She
They moved
disputed
it to her new card. It's
Provisional credit.
cross-collateralization.
No, I don't think she ever got a new card. That's where everything gets weird there, though.
Okay, get those windows.
Even if she did get a new card, it still carries, the history carries over.
3 windows.
No. What I'm saying is, she had an Amex card. She charged the dating service to it.
Right.
She never paid Amex. This was how many years ago?
Calls for the details on your
Like 7 or 8.
Now Amex is saying, we want our money. Simple as that.
Yeah.
That's what I think happened.
Thank you, darling.
I don't think it's any more than that. And she's trying to blame the dating service. The dating service is saying, fuck you, we got paid 7 years ago, we're not giving you a refund for anything. Amex is knocking at her door ready to sue her.
You know, you guys keep hearing me talk about Blue Sky CBD, and I can only say that my experience using these products has just kept getting better and better.
And
Care Act, listen to this. FAQ. If a colonoscopy is scheduled for screening procedure pursuant to blah, 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 during the issuer, since the issuer can impose cost sharing for the cost of polyp removal during colonoscopy. No, based on clinical practice and comments received from American College
as a one-time code, please also
screening to a certain population identified as high risk. Some individuals, for example,
more I learn about CBD, the more thankful I become for this relationship with Blue Sky CBD. They're providing me with the highest quality products available at a lower cost per milligram than the run-of-the-mill stuff you're going to find in big box stores. And for the entire month of April, you get free shipping on all orders. For more information, go to bluesky-cbd.com. Blue Sky CBD.
Do roller coaster stock markets make you nervous? With such frequent ups and downs, don't let market volatility derail your retirement. Hi, I'm Linda Gardner, host of Your Money, Your Retirement, Saturday on 630 KHOW. If you're concerned about the markets, call today to schedule a complimentary review of your portfolio. Call 720-488-8604. That's 720-488-8604. Or online, yourmoneyyourretirement.com.
One-day treatment, life-changing results. Before and after.
Yeah, Doc, just let me know whenever you want a number. I'll look you up.
Thanks.
Of course, on 420, we're going to talk about how Colorado can save itself from being further ravaged by
If I ever get that death bill, I'm just going to put a gun to my head.
End it. And legal marijuana.
Now, why did Deputy Smarty Pants give it to you?
I can.
Hey, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. We have a comment on the colonoscopy. By the way, I am getting more and more emails and texts about it being wrong that if polyps are discovered during a colonoscopy or diagnoses are made, that you cannot charge them. It's the cost of the preventive care. Now, but that's ridiculous. What if they had to be rushed into surgery for cancer or something that they discovered? I don't think that would be covered.
But not even that, because that's not what happened to our caller. It's gotten so off track. That wasn't even,
no, it wasn't
polyps involved.
No, it was a simple diagnosis of diverticulosis. So let's talk to Kristen. Kristen, what did you want to say about this?
I've dealt with this in the past, not from a colonoscopy, but the reason the insurance companies do that is because they can get away with it because the majority of people don't appeal that charge. They just pay it, and the insurance company doesn't have to bother.
That's the most logical answer I've heard.
You know, if we went in for a physical and we found anything, you know, your eyesight's bad, you have anything, that's also a preventative measure. It would be the same thing. If they found something, then no one would bother going to the doctor. They do it because they get away with it. And my husband had an accident, had to go into the emergency room, and we got a bill, and they deemed it as non-emergency. He hurt his back and thought he had severed his back. It turned out uncovering another medical issue later in time that they missed. And I got a bill like this, and you have to just keep fighting it. It takes some time, and I finally got somebody like one of your previous callers that said it was coded incorrectly. And I had it fought, and we never paid a penny for that bill because you've got to appeal it and fight these things, because if I can get away with paying, you know, if the insurance company can get away with having you pay that bill, they're going to be happy to do it.
Well, thank you. I appreciate the information, and it does sound logical. They do it because they get away with it. Scumbags.
Talking about that, let's talk about peak-to-peak.
Okay, now let's go back to that problem. Thank you. Because this was a really good one. She called, well, not really good. It was just a normal call, but it turned out to be good because Peak to Peak basically was a roofer that she hired, okay? She signed a contract. She admits it. The adjuster approved a new roof. The adjuster met with Peak to Peak. She didn't like the pressure she felt from the salesperson. And there is a 3-day right to rescind on roofing contracts and contracts signed in the home. But with this particular one, there was no mention of that on the contract itself. We told her, let them know by email, and we'll let them know, and we'll be your witness that you wanted to cancel within the 3 days, because it is within the 3 days. What did you do?
Well, we had a 3-way conversation with Trina and Damon over at Peak to Peak. And first he said that he had some not so nice things to say about our radio show.
Of course.
But then he also tried to pressure her into undoing it. And finally, he basically threw up his hands and said, okay, you need to send us a certified letter and an email. So I told Trina what she should do is send him an email.
And by the way, a certified letter is not required, but
right, but I told her,
we are her witness.
I told her to go ahead and do both.
Good.
Just to cover her butt.
Okay.
But he took it personally, and he got very upset that she would even think about canceling the contract.
All right.
But,
so he's a jackass.
Yes, but it's done, and I heard her, and between our conversation, the email, and a certified letter, I think we're okay.
Now, I want to give another follow-up here. Bob said he signed up for Xfinity last year, and it was supposed to be $100 a month, and every single month he's billed $142 plus fees. And he said that he has emails proving the introductory offer or whatever offer it was. They say now it's too late, that's not being offered, and the guy coded it wrong, so tough. Well, Deputy Smarty Pants is not taking that lying down. He wrote to someone, our angel over at Comcast, and got a good response saying, I'm taking a look at this and we'll let you know. But we did get through to someone. These companies that provide us with what we call angels or people that care, it really means a lot. It does, because it helps us get things corrected. So if ever your company is mentioned on the air and you want to provide us with a regular contact, we'd be happy to do it. 303-713-TALK is our number, 713-8255.
So many times it's just getting to the right person. That the company will do the right thing if you get to the person who can take care of it.
What did that guy say about the show?
Oh, he said that you can't trust Tom. He's had some problems in the past.
Did he really say that?
Yes.
I know. It's just ammunition for people.
I mean, I said I know he's a jerk, but he's my jerk, so you got to work with me.
Nobody's safe in here.
It's 67 right now in Denver. With your impact traffic and weather, I'm Janine LaRose, 6:30.
Do most of the big, the Xfinities of the world, the IREAs and Excels, do they have angels that they give you guys?
Yeah, but they come and go.
Listen, I just found that so many of these companies, if you get to the right person, they'll take care of it. It's just getting to the right person is impossible.
Yes, to get to the right person.
Hold on. Retirement Planning Center
of the Rockies. The key word there is planning. Retirement Planning Center of the Rockies does just that. They help you plan for your retirement, whether it's approaching quickly like mine or you've had it on the horizon for 20 years or more, like a young whippersnapper. Here's the bottom line. They will help you get ready for retirement by overseeing everything you do and helping you make adjustments to meet your targets. They're really good people, and I stand behind them, and I'm using them, and they really have great advice. Okay? They handle income, investments, taxes, healthcare, and legacy, including taxes, Social Security, for optimal benefits, Medicare and supplements, long-term care, estate planning, and they refer you to all the good experts, and they will take a look at everything you have to make sure you're on track for retirement. Meet with them as many times as you feel comfortable. They're transparent about their pricing and how they save you money in the long run. rpcenter.com. rpcenter.com. 970-663-3211. You know how I feel about Frank Duran, the real estate man. He is a great person. You know what? When you use him, you're going to call him a friend. Frank Duran has a team approach. Team Duran at RE/MAX Alliance, and they take care of you whether you're buying a property or selling a property. They keep track of your deadlines, your inspections, your loan approvals. They don't let things drop through the cracks. They represent you, and Frank Duran gets you the best prices if you're buying and the best prices if you're selling. How does he do that? He's a master negotiating expert, and we've all used him, and we can attest to his ability. 27 years strong. No gimmicks, just results. Frank Duran, therealestateman.com, 303-920-1622. We talk about Genesis Total Exteriors a lot because with this home improvement environment, there are a lot of schlocks out there, and you need someone you can trust. Genesis is just that company for anything on the outside of your house, from roofing, gutter, siding, windows and doors, decks, painting, and more. GenesisTotalExteriors.com.
How long will this bull market last?
So this chick takes off to Coachella and basically takes a shit on Johnny Depp's bed.
What?
Yeah.
Was this Amber Heard? Is that
this was 27 minutes ago. He recounts the defecation incident.
I RSVP'd to the wedding, and I had to answer for you. I hope I got it right. I had to say, Mark, yes. Suzanne, no.
Where is
Mark, what song would you like to hear at the wedding? So I put White Wedding by Billy Idol, the worst song in the world.
What wedding is it?
It's my best friend's son. I've known him since he was 4. They're getting married in Pine, Colorado.
Oh, on the highway.
What's that?
Creeping death.
I am not.
Who's this voice now? Is it my brother?
No, it's some woman in a podcast and something about contractors. It sounded like you talked to her before.
In a podcast.
By the way, there's a few Fritos on the elevator.
A few what?
I can tell an elevator you came on.
It was Mark's elevator.
Homeowners and contractors that might be in that. Hi, Tom.
She threw a bottle out and
Pictures.
fucking sliced his finger off.
We talked with you a while back ago about contractors that were wrongdoing homeowners and contractors that might be in that situation. I just wanted to let you know that pilot is going to series, and we are currently casting homeowners in the area. I was hoping to see you can spread the word. Call me back at 972-832.
Oh, this is one of these reality shows about contractor nightmares.
Using cutting-edge approaches, Reputation Defender pushes unflattering information down to lower pages of your search results where few people ever look. We also promote the good stuff so that it rises to the top, letting you put your best foot forward. Your good name is too valuable to leave to the
What does she want, Tom?
algorithm.
Huh? What does that lady want?
Take control of Reputation Defender. Visit www.reputationdefender.com or call 800-401-6681 for free advice on your situation.
You got to talk to Mark, man.
800-401-6681.
I might have to leave.
Denver's Talk Station wants to let a grand
Sure, I can make it for the show.
Through 3 minutes.
Sure, I'm serious.
To win a grand, listen for the keyword. Jesus. Past the hour. Thank you so much. A grand in your hands.
I'll try, but I don't know that.
What, 3 more minutes?
I'll interview.
By joining the Battery Loyalty Program, stop by a store or go to
I have to, I'm sorry.
All right.
Sign up today.
Take care.
No, I'm not leaving. I'm just going to the restroom real quick to throw up.
All right, don't forget 303 Martino works on and off the area with any questions. I do want to ask Mark Massey, Empower Reverse Mortgage, what's the #1 reason people don't want to get one? Why? I'm being serious. I have a lot of people go, oh, I heard you guys talking about reverse mortgages, and my parents said, oh, don't ever get one of those, or a ripoff.
Yeah, I think people just have a preconceived notion that somehow, somewhere along the way, somebody else had one. They're not perfect for everybody.
I think a lot of people that are negative Nellies on them are the children. Seriously, because they want to be left the house. Instead of having their parents have some extra cash, never have to worry about paying a mortgage again, a line of credit, or maybe a payment every month for the rest of their life, no matter how they set it up, I think some kids actually look at that and go, oh, that's my money. I really do believe that.
You're exactly right. It happens.
It does happen.
It does happen.
What's the #1 question you get when an older couple calls you up and wants to know about a reverse mortgage? What's the first question? Like, do I qualify? How old? How much money do I get? I mean,
that one, and then you also get, do I still own my house? And so, some people think that when they get a reverse mortgage, they no longer own their house. They absolutely still own their house.
So really the deed never changes hands.
It doesn't.
So basically there's just a lien put on by the bank, just like if you had any other kind of mortgage.
You're exactly right.
And really, long as you pay your taxes or qualify to pay your taxes, I should even say. You might have another family member actually paying for them or whatever, or it might even come out of the line of credit. That happens.
It does. That's called the LISA when they pull back and actually they set aside. Hopefully you don't have to do that because it frees up more cash for you.
Yeah.
But just like if you owned your house free and clear, you still have to pay your taxes. You still have to pay your HOA dues.
Insurance.
You still have to insurance. So those are the three things that you still have to pay.
Now, a lot of times, if someone wants to live there, they got to be, what, 62 and a half?
No, so Colorado's unique in that sense. So
what is it?
We'll give you the requirements real quick. To do an FHA, one of the members has to be 62. The other person, if you're married, then the other one doesn't have to be. Some states, both people have to be 62.
Oh, so in Colorado, one person's over 62 and the spouse could be 35.
Correct.
Okay. Exactly. But the money they'd actually get in a line of credit has a lot to do with the younger person's age.
Absolutely, because that does transfer. So it does depend on it, but you're still eligible to get it.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, we talked about it earlier. They're 55. We do have programs down that go down to 55. In that instance, both people have to be 55. You can't have one be 55 and one be 50. So they both have to be 55 or older to be able to qualify.
What's the average equity you're seeing in calls you get? People looking into a reverse right here in Denver.
So I'll give you an example. A couple of days ago, had a lady call in. She was 59. She was getting 44%. Gentleman that was 83, he was a little over 60%.
All right, so he got 60. Let's say his house was worth $1 million. He actually got a line of credit or whatever he decided, but $600,000 at his disposal, and then he can stay in that house even if he lives to 120.
That's correct.
I wonder what the oldest has been. Do you know?
I don't
Just
know.
Being in the industry?
Yeah.
Do you think these bankers sit around going, God, I can't believe they're still living?
You know, it's kind of like that life insurance side. That's how they determine kind of what you're doing on that. So I mean, the numbers work, right?
Yeah, of course. They know the actuarials. They know when the average is going to end up not around anymore. Trust me, they know how to make money just like anybody else. The other fallacy, I believe, in reverse mortgages is you'll have nothing to leave behind. And that's not true either. Even though it's literally a reverse mortgage, and you start assessing that interest against the house, whatever interest rate it is, nowadays it could be 5-7%, whatever it is, doesn't matter. But there's still a lot of times a lot to be left over to the kids.
That's exactly right. And what we do with each client, we set up and we show an amortization table. So you can say, look, if it's 10 years, what should I have that's left? If it's 15 years, and you show them exactly how it plays out. That's a great point because it doesn't mean that it wipes out all the equity in your house.
No, not at all. Plus, your house still appreciates like anything else. It's not locked into whatever the pricing was. All right, that is Mark Massey on our referral list at referrallist.com and Power Reverse Mortgage, 720-500-7719. Honest to God, any questions you have with reverse mortgages, you're going to get to straight skinny from this guy. 720-500-7719. My name's Mark Major.